How are we doing? Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. This is a very special chat and jam. Bub man, how you doing? This is a very different stream what I'm doing today for you guys. I want to be... there's no guitar playing today, okay? So this is a very different stream. It's all chatting, so we're going to say hello to my peeps and say hello to you all. Hope you're doing okay. Hey Batman, how you doing? Great to see you. And good morning or night. It's just coming up to 3 p.m. on the on Monday, the 23rd, I think, of January. So we're going to bring on a special guest of mine today. I've got a guy joining me on Discord, another fellow streamer, and we're going to be having a good old chinwag. And we're going to bring him on anytime soon. He's waiting in the wings. And so, why have I got my tea cozy on? Yeah, Alf. Thank you so much, Rico. That's very kind of you to say that. Okay, so we're now going to bring on a very special friend. And I hope you're going to enjoy him. This is what we call the Mid-Monday Natter. Getting our guest on. Okay, let's just secure him and we'll be right back with you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, so can you make yourselves welcoming in the chat, Mr. Life and Rico and Bubman and whoever's here, make yourself welcome because I'm about to welcome on our very own, the fantastic, the amazing Philly Idol. Are you there, Phil? How you doing? Hey, Mr. Mate. Life. Hey, Medic. How you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Here we are. We're both sitting here like wannabe partnered streamers with our SM7Bs and our Secret Labs chairs. It's Phil Smyth joining me on the couch, as it were, for a very, very special. This rarely happens, and we all know how much I hate.
Hates talking.
I hate talking, even though I talk.
He does. He hates talking. You wouldn't believe it off stream. He hates talking, but he does. Apparently. Hello, everybody.
So go on, Phil. You can do your spiel. You can do whatever you need to do, mate. This is a real experiment for us today. Before we kick off, Bombman 1981. How you doing? Get running, indeed. There's no guitar playing on this thing. I just want to talk. I just want to say hello to you all and have guests on the Discord, basically. And I think what's going to happen for the mid-morning natters that we're going to have is me and Phil are going to do quite a few of these because sometimes when I'm up there playing and sometimes when Phil's playing, we don't get a chance to actually chat. And many of you know that me and Phil are real good close buddies, and so it's a real good opportunity for us to, for you to see what we normally do. This is what we will normally do at this time of day. We'll be moaning and putting the world to rights, and exactly, Mr. Life. Chitter chatter is good, and it gives you a chance to ask me and Phil loads and loads of questions. Go for it, Phil. Go on.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
Say hello to everybody. All right. Let me say hello to everyone.
Yeah, I'm drinking some water.
I know a lot of people.
I've just got back from the town. So, hey, Jodester. How you doing?
How you doing?
We're both doing it. We're both doing it. We're both saying hello to the people in the chat.
Hi, Bud Man. How you doing? Well, this is what we do, isn't it? We both stream.
Whose stream is it?
I like chat. I don't know. It feels like mine. It feels like mine. I know everyone in the chat.
I know, that's the whole point. That's the whole point, mate. That's the whole point.
Man, how you doing?
It didn't take much convincing to get you to do this. But the whole point was to see what would happen if we just chatted. We didn't do any music. We didn't play any song after song. We didn't talk about songs. We didn't talk about music. If we just chatted. This is Phil's world now. Steve's just in it. Subzerk, two of the nicest blokes on Twitch. Hey folks, Phil, Steve. Ha.
This Phil's world now. Steve's just in it. I just saw that.
I didn't had a shave. Look, I tell you why we haven't had a shave? We're having I forgot to tell you this, Phil, as well. You're the first one. You're the first one that started as well. We're having the bathroom redecorated, and the guy that came round the other day has stripped all back to the brick, so you can see the brick in the whole of the bathroom, and he's resealed it and done everything. And then when he left a parting shot saying, and this was Saturday evening. He went, "Oh yeah, you can't use the shower until Monday," and we haven't used the shower. So we haven't showered. We've washed, but we haven't showered like for a couple of days. Can you smell me from here?
That's what my mum would have called a strip wash.
That's it, strip down wash. That's it. That's what my mum would have called it as well. God rest her. Yeah, that's exactly
shallow bath. That's what you need.
Shallow bath. Tell us what happened to your foot, Phil. While I light a joss stick, tell us what happened to your foot. Go on.
Everyone, some people will know because this news has travelled to Australia.
That went to Oz, didn't it? I remember that.
I was in Pete Northcote's stream and he went, "Is this the famous trampoline accident you're telling me about?" Basically, everybody.
That's the worst Australian accent I've ever heard.
I'm known for my accents. I was yesterday. I went to a place called iBounce, and iBounce is. It's for kids, huge trampoline centre, basically, right? And can I get some chat on MIDI control by chance? You too busy with gossip? Whatever, mate. No, it's a free for all. It's a free for all, wrongful, whatever. And so basically they had this stunt box, right? So a big sort of box and a trampoline next to it, and you can jump up onto this box. So my kids did it. I jumped up. 2-footed, 1-footed, did a pirouette, jumped on like backwards. Literally, I had all the grace of an eagle. To be honest, I was slaying this. And my wife Hazel, she was like, "I can't do it. I can't." And then she went on her knees. Then I was like, "Come on, do it. Come on." Anyway, this went on for about 10 minutes. And me and Zach, my eldest one, we were both like, look, easy. Anyway, she admitted defeat. And then I jumped off the box. And at that point, my ankle went like this. And I went down. I was mad. Honestly,
He called me this morning. He went, "Hello, mate." I went, "Hello, mate." He went, "You never guess what I've done to my ankle." I said, "What? What you done?" He went, I think I've broken it.
The problem is, I went down and I couldn't get up. I was
he got back down, but he couldn't get up again.
Really? It was so painful that it wins you. You're like. So anyway, I had to hobble to the side. Pride took a battering. I got to be honest with you. Katie was like,
"Oh, Philly."
The assistant had to come over, give me an ice pack. I had to go in the accident book. And there I am. There's me yesterday. Look, ice pack on. There I am. I was in, and today.
Do it again, Phil. I was mucking about. Do it again so they can see us all. So they can see it. Sorry, mate. I was just adjusting your levels. Sorry. Oh, Phil.
Today I can hardly move it.
He's not a crier, Medek. He's not a crier.
I'm not a crier, mate.
He's not a crier.
He cried. Because some of you will know, who comes into my chat will know I'm trying to sort of do some exercise at the moment and keep going. But let's put the kibosh on that. I can't. I literally, and today it's all puffed up. Was it me element?
He wasn't in his element. He wasn't in his element. All that actually happened is that he rang me up and he goes, "Hello, mate," because he called me last night and I went to bed early last night and we missed him.
Thank you, Marianne.
And he was just, I know, poor Phil. I mean, come on, look at him. Look at Philly Idol, look. Look at him.
No longer
Phil's
Jump.
favourite Van Halen song is no longer Jump.
Jump for my love.
So if you just join me, then this is a Steve Forward stream, but it's also a joint Phil Smyth music stream as well. And if you've never seen this man on the right, then you need to be checking out the Phil Smyth as soon as possible. Please give him a follow and check out his great stream. And and then Phil Smyth says the same. Sorry. Yeah, and then, you know, Philly Idol now, yeah. Steve Forward, Phil has to stay still. You'll never get him to stay still. He's always like, let's go! Come on, let's go!
Oh, Cat.
Catla Stockeye is in the chat. And she's going, Steve! And Phil! And chat!
No, we should take some questions.
Take some
Anyone
questions.
got any questions?
Cat!
Or we just chat around. What should we talk about? We should talk
We don't
about...
have to worry about what we want to talk about. It's my stream. We can do what we like. It's not a problem. Let's talk about anything. People can ask us questions. They probably think, I always wanted to ask them questions like that. Then
No,
they can ask
Steve,
questions.
or,
I don't care.
broken ankle.
I don't care. I'm just gonna lay back here. Steve, give him a whiskey drink. Oh, here he goes.
Oh, my God.
Here they come. Here come the song lyrics. Oh God, Steve, you maniac! Why am I a maniac? What have I done
Leg
wrong?
of pain, jump around. Oh, my. Look, I've even got to keep my slippers on today.
Oh no! Look at these. Look, show me slippers. They've got Lynx socks for Christmas. I bet you. Go on, take the slipper off. I want to see the slipper. Come on, there you are. I bloody knew it. Who got them for you, Hazel?
My mum.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bless
What you got
her.
to say now?
Oh, mate. Oh.
7 pairs I got. What's your favourite aftershave?
Aftershaves. Aftershaves. That was a
Brute.
plural. That was a plural thing. Aftershaves. What music do we have today? Pink Floyd. No music today. We're just chatting. I'm afraid. Shuknir, welcome in, and great to see you.
Did you label it as a just chatting in the just chatting category?
No, I didn't.
Mate, get it in the just quick. Get it in the just
Have I got to
chatting.
adjust it? Shall I just adjust the quick actions? Here we go.
It's only right.
No, I'm
isn't
not. No, I'm not going to. No.
it? Messi or Ronaldo? That's a very, very good question, Shuknir.
Phil looks half his actual size.
I would say probably Messi.
What?
Although I'm a bit of a Man United fan, so
You see, I
know,
tidy
always go for
everything.
Ronaldo.
I tidy everything up as I go. I'm not really that messy. So, oh, I see. I don't watch football. I can't stand it. I know. I know, mate. Dad jokes. I'm not really
Stop.
that.
Stop. I am. He'll go in the book, Marianne.
But no, I'm not.
He'll go in the book.
He's got a book he's keeping on me now for telling the worst jokes.
Because
you notice that today we're sponsored by Stream Beats.
do you know why?
All the music,
Because-
all the backing music is done by Stream Beats. Do you know that? Ricky T.
Hey, Ricky.
Scaffold, welcome in.
Ricky
How you
T.
doing? Where you from,
Because,
Ricky?
mate-
Come on, tell us where you're from, Ricky.
Wait. I've literally just come up with the perfect dad joke.
Go on.
Because you were on about Messi and all that.
Yeah, I don't know what it means. Don't know what that means.
But great house cleaners are not born. They're made. Oh, fuck.
Bondman says, my ex threatened to leave if I didn't quit singing I'm a Believer. At first I thought she was joking, but then I saw her face.
Out. I can.
Wait a
I've
minute,
got the power.
wait a minute.
Time out.
Wait a minute.
Hey, Ricky. Do you know Ricky from Tennessee? Hello, mate.
Tennessee, well to see you. Good to see you.
Literally thought you owned a scaffolding company in the UK. Is your surname actually Scaffold? Because a guy came in my stream, he followed me the other day, and he was called Gary from Auto Glass Repair.
You
I said, is that his name? Is that his
You're
full name?
shitting me, really?
No, yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Okay.
And
It's like saying Stephen from Clacton. It's just...
and I did the
How
song.
unimaginative do you have to be to actually think, oh, well, what do you do? Okay, well, my name's Paul, and I'm a postman. So I'll just call myself Paul the Postman. There we go. And it sounds funnier when I do it in a Devonshire accent.
You're quite good at that.
So I am not bad, am I? You know?
Well,
I speak
Bombman,
to
I
you
asked
every
him.
day.
I said, keep around. I needed to talk to you afterwards. And then I did the auto glass repair.
Auto glass replace. See? There you go.
Good to have you here, Ricky. You're the only 10 I see.
Oh, you see, I get it. I know. Okay.
Mods, Wrongful has beat me up again. Look,
There's no
what's
mods in here
happening
today. The only mod we got is Nightbot,
Me.
and you're a mod. I think Rico is a mod, but what happens with Rico is he usually comes on and then about 10 minutes in he falls asleep. so bless him, I love him like a brother, but it's just he got Rico, are you there, mate? Yeah, don't worry, I'm here. Don't worry. He doesn't talk like that. He talks like that. He talks like Ronnie Corbett. Ronnie Corbett. There you go. That's very nice. Yeah, I am sleeping. Rico is asleep. How are you typing that?
Like shoddy scaffolding. Oh, I see. Shoddy scaffolding. Rickety scaffolding. Oh, for God's
My name is a pun of sorts, like a shoddy
sake.
scaffolding. Rickety scaffold.
Of course it is.
That's superb.
Oh, mate.
I love it. Oh my God, I've just realised that because I've set up Phil's audio, everything is working correctly, including his god-awful ones and all that. No. I can do it better. I'm doing it live. It must be better. It's live. See? It's not pre-recorded. That's better. That's better.
Marianne says, like Jerry Dorsey to Engelbert Humperdinck. Bumberdick Skunkeldang. Bumberdick Minkerding.
Wrongful Studios is in. How you doing? Rico keeps one eye open and both ears up. He does.
It's Slut Bomb Waller.
Swat Bonwalla. Philobido 73.
That's Curvin. Marianne's husband.
Who's that?
It's Marianne's better half.
Oh. Well, what? Emster Life. Is Emster Life Marianne then?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know. She
Oh.
always comes. I didn't know whether it was a he or a she even. That because I just say, "Oh, hey, Emster Life, how you doing?" That's the thing. There's a lot of ambiguity, and I think there should be. You should be able to hover over the username on Twitch, and it should say he or she or it or her or him.
Sorry, Philo.
You know? No, I'm a man. Are you winding
Very
me up,
much
Phil?
so.
Are you setting me up for a fail here? No, you're not. Emster Life, don't make me feel like that's because you don't pay attention in other streams. Of course I do.
Ah.
Who, me? Of course I do. I'm a mod in Phil's channel and he's a mod in mine. Of course I pay attention in other streams.
Hey, I've got a thought.
Go on.
We should go back to the start. Seeing this is our first sort of joint thing going on, we'll go back to the start about
What?
how we met.
Oh, I got to tell you this. Okay, so
Shmoddy Moddy, he's off again.
Show
He's
Moddy
off
Moddy.
again.
I've got to put the heating on. Hang on.
My foot, honestly, everyone.
I'm so cold. Honestly, it's freezing here. I went out. Our kettle. We put the kettle on this morning. Switched it on. Boom. Element gone. And Karen goes, "Oh, it's probably a fuse." So I said, "All right." So I get a fuse out. Tried all these fuses out. She's late for work. I'm trying it. Nothing. No. I'll get a new one. I can't get one today. I get back from the bank and doing all the stuff in town, and I go to Tesco's, get my new kettle, a Russell Hobbs no less. You'll like that because you're a bit of a posho, ain't you? You know.
Russell Hobbs.
You're a bit
You've
of a
been on the
posho.
front page, haven't you?
Yeah, no, I have been on the front page.
I go to Argos, mate.
I
Russell
went
Hobbs.
past Argos, but the problem is Argos in our town is like a demilitarised zone outside. Around the outside of the entrance, if you buy anything from Argos and take it out, you run the risk of actually just having it stolen from you, you know, because it's like a demilitarised zone, like the DMZ. You know, like they have North and South Korea. and they've got a big dividing line with guards. Well, no one's allowed in that area, like a no man's land. It's a similar thing with our Argos in town. It's like that. And it's like a semicircle like that, where all the, all the drug addicts and all the thieves and all the they just hang around there waiting for someone, because they'll go home and they'll go, hey, all right, darling, yeah, got you a new chair. And oh wow, that's it, and they've nicked it. Seriously, it's
like, I always think of Argos. You know, you go in and you got to fill that little form in with a little pen.
Why do they give you the little pencils, like with 4 foot or something? Why do they do like with?
It's almost like a bet. You know what I mean? It's almost like, is it going to work when I get it? Here's, fill it in. There you go. Fingers crossed. 6-1. We're going in.
And what actually happened is I went and got the kettle, came back, and I was so cold that literally, you may as well have frozen my feet. It was like minus 1 or -2 out there today. And because I'm right near the sea, we're literally, well, I'd say about 5 minutes from the sea, wouldn't you, Phil? I think we're about 4 or 5 minutes from the sea. And we're right on the coast, on the coastline. So we do feel the chill much more. The cold is very, I mean, where you are down in Exeter, what is it? Are you near any coastline? Or not?
Yeah, I'm Exmouth is the nearest coast, and that's about 8 miles. Oh. So I'm right on the coast, pretty much.
Why did I think Exeter was further up? So you must be near.
No.
You must be near all them. What's the place names in Plymouth? Near Plymouth. If you take the train to Exeter and you go down on the train to Exeter, you go past all them really nice. What's the ones I'm thinking of? Dave Alexander, how you doing? Welcome in. You want to be up here in the northeast? Dave's in.
I'm on the coast of Finland, next to Russia. Okay, let's not talk about the cold.
Nukan, I'm on the coast in Finland, next to Russia. Dude, it's cold here. I feel you. Oh my God, that must be the tropical.
Right next to Dartmoor. I'm virtually all my in-laws live on Dartmoor.
Literally in Dartmoor?
Yeah, right in the middle of Dartmoor, yeah. I mean, there's villages and towns on Dartmoor, you know what I mean?
I've got a map up right now. I'm going to find that town I was thinking of. Once I get past the amount of Tobys and Carveries and Ikeas and everything. Hang on.
Dartmoor is lovely.
You know where I'm thinking of?
Are you thinking past Exeter?
Yeah, I am. I'm thinking like Lou, St Austell. That's the one I was thinking of, and Truro and all them places.
Okay. That's
on the way to, as if you're going to go to Port Isaac, or you're going to go, or down to Newquay or Crantock or somewhere like that, or Perranporth.
Yeah.
That's absolute. If I ever win the lottery, that's where I'm going. That is where I'm buying a house down there, because it is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it down there. It's so cool. If you just joined us and you're expecting Steve Forward to be leaping about in the chair and performing all manner of guitar exercises, then this Chat and Jam special is basically a Chat and Jam featuring my very, very good friend, Phil Smyth.
Hello.
Thank you, Nuka, for being a forward follower. Thank you so much for clicking that. And it is always a pleasure. I can't tell you the amount of help that I've given Phil this year. Sorry, other way around. I can't tell you the amount of support that I've had from Phil this year. No, actually, I haven't had any. Actually, I can't tell you the amount of support that I've given Phil this year. The bottom line is that he's the smashingest fella you'll ever meet, and we chat virtually every day, and me and Rico do as well. But Rico, it's a little bit difficult for Rico to get a word in edgeways, poor fella. So I tend not to talk.
For me.
Yeah, finished. Thank you. And so me and Phil, this is what we would do. This is actually what we would do live right now. You know. So new PC is doing great. Kudos, Steve. Great job. Rico is sleeping anyway. No, he's not. Can we just have some love for Rico in the chat, please? He should have his new cables rigged up now. He just bought a UR44, which is what I'm using today, and the fantastic thing of loopback. That's okay, Phil. Don't worry. We're only live on Twitch. You just check your phone, mate. It's not a problem.
No, I'm looking up the Dartmoor Dragon.
I'm thinking of ideas. It's okay. You just the Secret Lab SM7 crew. It is. We're in our lab. We're in our chairs. That's it. See you later, Phil. He's off. He's off doing one.
I'm looking up the Dartmoor Dragon.
Oh, of course you
I've
are.
never heard of the Dartmoor Dragon.
What is the Dartmoor Dragon? Is it you?
Cat's mentioned it.
Oh, it
in
must
the
be true
chat.
then. It must be true if Cat's mentioned it.
I've heard of the Beast of Bodmin.
For
The
you,
Dartmoor
Rico,
Dragon.
pal. We love you, Rico. Where's he gone?
Dartmoor Dragon. Dartmoor Dragon? It's a chili sauce. What are you talking about?
Oh, no. I didn't know that. Shut the hell up.
Hang on a minute. If we just go back up the chat,
It's
right.
It's warmer.
Cat has said, hang on, it says, take selfies with you and the Dartmoor Dragon. I give you money if you do.
Okay.
Ready?
Here you go.
Screenshot, ready?
Screenshot, guys. Hang on. There you go. I done it. That's it.
Oh, hang on. Sorry. There
Okay.
you go. Do it again.
There you go. In the Discord now. I'll put that
Right.
I'll put that in the Discord right now.
Thank you very much.
In the
Thank
forward,
you, Kat.
in the forward followers, there it is. There he is posing. It's in there right now in the Discord.
It's the only Dartmoor Dragon
Oh
I
no,
know.
she's saying no. Look, here we go. They always back out when it comes to financial reward, don't they? They always do, don't they? They go, I'll give you £1 million if you can jump off that building, and then you jump off there and go, right. They go, I was only joking, mate. It's like, yeah, come here, you know, hey. No, I thought Catla Stockeye was French, right? Turns
Where you
out,
from, Cat?
I thought she was quite foreign. I thought, that's quite good, isn't it? Got, you know, a bit of European in my chat and everything. No, she's from Ireland. Fine, hang on. Fine,
Just
hang
like
on.
my family. Just like
Yeah.
my family.
Yeah, exactly. Your mum is Irish Ange.
All my family are Irish.
Are they
Apart
really?
from me and my brother, yeah, everybody. Every relative, everybody. My mum and dad were Irish.
I'm still alive. Wrong building now, do this one. No. Okay, the whole chat starts chanting real dragon. Forget. Okay.
Real dragon.
We're gonna
real
do that.
Dragon.
Yeah. Real dragon. Real dragon.
Racist. Paddy Smyth.
Who said that? Who said that?
Philo Beddo over there.
Philo Beddo. Easy money. Nothing that to do with Twitch streaming or streaming is ever easy money. I can guarantee. I can guarantee that. You know, this
dragon.
This is look, forward this to Phil. 100 bits. Forward it to Phil. I will do. Thank you so much, Catla Stockeye. I owe you 100 bits, Phil.
Okay, mate.
Based on the amount of help I've given you, that still means you owe me 7,900 bits back.
You have,
okay?
You have it. You have it. You have. To be fair, you have cost me about $3,000 so far. Still want to buy.
No, add the Axe effects on.
Oh yeah.
So we get the Axe effects. Well, actually, that is a crowdfunder though, because the amount of
I couldn't chill one bit.
No, you can't. The minimum cheer. Oh, it's awful, isn't it? Shall I set the minimum cheer bit for this stream? Shall I set it to one bit and see what happens? Shall I see what happens?
Yeah, do it. The whole
Do you
reason.
know? Do you know? Just before I say that, do you know you can actually for this stream only, you can actually crash my stream for 2,000 bits. For 2,000 bits, you can crash my stream. The stream will actually crash.
Well, when I need a wee, I might have to.
I'm genuinely serious. If 2,000 bits comes up, the whole stream crashes. I've set it up last night. You think I'm joking? I'm genuinely serious.
No, Cat said, well, thanks
no
for
one,
doing that.
no one will ever cheer. No one will ever cheer 2,000 bits. No one has never, ever done it. So I set it up like that.
Never had that.
No, I haven't. Seriously.
I did get 25,000 bits once. Do you remember that?
Do you remember when you were on the front page last January?
Yeah.
And you finished playing Purple Rain and someone cheered 20,000 bits. Was it? 25,000 bits. Yeah. Was that £250? I think.
Something like that, I don't know.
And you were like, thank you so much. You were like blown away.
I meant
it was amazing, wasn't it? Absolutely amazing.
I've never seen them again.
You never saw them?
That's the only time I've seen that person.
If it's
and they popped in.
Rico's got the answer.
I've never seen them again. If you're out there, do you remember that? Remember that, Marianne? That's what I threw.
Yeah. Well, there was somebody when I was on the front page in April. they said some guy just randomly came in and said, I'll give you £100 if you can play Parisian Walkways and Sweet Child of Mine. And I said, okay, right. I thought you'd never do it. And sure enough, boom, you've received a PayPal donation, £100. I thought, okay. So I picked it up, played them. Never, ever came. He went, that was amazing. And then he never, ever came back. Ever. Wow. He never came back ever again. Ever. I never saw him. You've seen 100,000 bits.
100,000 bits and 1,000 sub bombs. Wow, that's incredible.
What's that? £400 for 100 subs. So that's £4,000. 4,000. That's about £4,000. £4,000. But I suppose if you're really, really rich, then it doesn't make any difference. I suppose if whatever. And I suppose if you are looking, I suppose if you've got a tax bill that's due, and you're looking to offset, you could say this market research or something, and just spend the money, and then you'll pay less tax.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's a good point, Nucken.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. Yep.
I'd rather pay in PayPal than in bits because Twitch takes a percentage. It does, but I don't think it takes a percentage in bits. This is where me and you have had the conversation about before, Phil, haven't we?
Yeah.
Where we've said I don't think they do. I don't think the bits, when people cheer bits, they then they didn't that Twitch doesn't take anything from you. Wow. Is that right? I don't know whether you guys, what do you think in the chat? Is that the real deal? Because when we spoke to Rico the other day, he said that that if your audio is disabled, then your view doesn't count. But it does. I think it does, because I had that confirmed when I sent the link off. So if you mute the actual stream, your view still counts. So that's a kind of a weird thing with bits. I don't know what the bit currency law lies on that at all, you know? It's very interesting.
Turns out I don't pay much attention to it.
You believe that the viewer count is balked anyway. I've got to be honest with you. Yeah, basically. I think that that's kind of what's going on. I don't know how it works, but I've seen people talk in chat for half an hour and not counting. I don't know what that means. What does that mean, Phil?
I've seen people talk in chat for half an hour and not counting. No, I've read it. And they can't have audio off because they were replying to... however I read that, I don't know what it means.
I know. When I've looked on the Twitch thing, to Home Agreements, it said if the stream is up and it's open in a tab, but the audio, the volume is muted, it still counts. It does still count. And you want to find that because just hang on. If my does my view count?
This is the content we're here for, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it does. It does, because I had this because it was help.twitch.tv that said it, and it was unequivocally, it was like a yes. How often does the count update? How does it? Yeah, yes. Does a muted stream count as a view? Yes. Whether you mute the video player on Twitch or the browser tab, you still count as a viewer so long as live video is playing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop, right? Okay, here we go. There it is. Okay, so let me.
Cheers, Kevin.
let me crop this. Let me crop this down. Here we go. Let me just move that up. There. That's what we were going for. Okay, that's basically what we were looking for. Does a muted stream count as a view? And yes. What about if the stream is playing in the background on mobile? Yes. If the live audio is playing, or if you have minimized the live stream, you will count as a viewer. So there we go, guys. It's all a conspiracy, but I think that is kind of what we were looking at, weren't we, Philly? Really, we've had that confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Catalyst Stock Guy.
You know, I'm of the opinion. For me, I don't want to know. I don't want to know who's in. I don't want to know how many people watching. I turn all that off. Because I want to be the same if there's one person watching or if there's 1,000 people watching.
I do agree with you about the viewer thing, but sometimes I think I like to look every now and again.
Nosy.
I like to be nosy and just look and see whether the views are going up, whether they're going up, or whether they're going, or there's a pattern or there's a trend. Because the stream summary at the end is kind of no good until the end of the stream, and it's only then that you can sort of not really. It's too late. You need a gauge as to what you're doing wrong, and if you ask everyone, they'll give you 10 different people will give you 10 different opinions. So so this day was actually only 5 of us with loads of tabs open and aliases. Thank you, Dave.
I would just hate it if say you're playing a song. And then all of a sudden you see your view count drop by like 20 people.
No, that's listen. Not 3 weeks ago.
I'd be playing. Can I finish or what? Let me get to the end of the sentence. I know. There you go, Rico. That's how you deal with him. He's a crier, him. Yeah, no, but like it would just. It would mold the performance. It would put you off a little bit, you know. So, just for me, I'm not keen on knowing any of that until after. I can look afterwards and see the stats go out that many, whatever.
I noticed for about a week that when I started doing Pink Floyd, all the numbers went. Phew. So what I did is when the numbers were going up, I carried on paying. I started paying Pink Floyd, and the numbers still went up. So I realised it wasn't me playing Pink Floyd. It just happened to be that the algorithm on the front page was dipping up and down, which it does drastically. Yeah. Like 1 minute you got 3,000 people watching, the next minute you got 8 or 11 or 13,000, and then it's right back down to 2,000 again. And it's based on whether there's enough room for all the other streamers.
Mate, one thing I can guarantee is that it wouldn't be you playing Pink Floyd. Because there's no one better than playing Pink Floyd than you.
Thank you very much indeed.
I think everyone in the chat will agree. I think it's brilliant, and this is a good point.
I like a beaker, didn't I? Like so.
This is the content you're here for.
This is the content you're here for. This is the content. Okay.
Go on to Steve's YouTube and look up his One Floyd show that he did.
No.
You do it so much better, Phil.
You do it so much better.
Joking.
Thank you.
He is joking. He knows.
You do. No, I'm right up there with Rico. I agree. I think you're fantastic, mate. Is this what this stream is about? Is this about telling everyone how good we both are? No, you're brilliant, mate. No, you're brilliant. No, you're brilliant, mate.
You're brillianter than me.
You're more brilliant than me. I haven't done that for ages. We haven't done that for ages. You're brilliant. We used to do that after streams. We used to ring each other out and go, you're brilliant. No, you're brilliant. Watching the viewers, Tonecaster now, Tonecaster. He is. What? Wait, what?
I want to talk about Tonecaster.
I want to say, can I do my.
Go on, carry on.
I want to.
It's your stream, mate.
No, it's your stream. You're a special guest with me on the stream.
I'll just hang out here.
Tonecaster was. So Tonecaster was on, and he said, watching the viewers count can make streamers crazy. So many reasons why it's going up and down. I'm trying to ignore. That's good wise words, Tonecaster. I was put onto Tonecaster from various other streamers that were telling me about him, and I went in the other week, and what I like about Tonecaster is what 99% of guitarists miss is the amount of weight he's putting behind his picking hand. He's actually, and when he picks, he's not picking in the same place twice. He's picking in different areas based on where he's playing on the neck to get the harmonic, the semi-harmonics and all that kind of thing. He's really paying attention. Not only is he paying attention to all the articulations, but he's paying attention to the phrasing, when not to play, and he's always listening. You can hear him. You can almost see his brainwaves listening to how he's playing and adjusting it. Was that too much then? Was it too much? And then you'll see his little thing and he's adjusting his volume knob. That's what I like about good guitar players. They always do that. Some guitar players just leave their volume pot on 10 and then they just have patches and presets to do that. And it's kind of, you lose so much dynamics because you're not, this is how, you know, you put a lot of weight behind your picking hand. Stop it. He thinks I'm talking about him. I'm not.
I do use my volume.
And that's the thing. Hey, Orbiter Guitars, welcome in. How you doing? And when you put enough weight behind your picking hand, you know, like, the thing about Angus Young is, like, he picks really hard. Don't tickle the bugger, you know what I mean? Put enough weight. But you have to be careful with that, because you still need to keep a loose picking hand. You still need to keep that fluid. And I think that, and that's why it's a pleasure when you watch Tonecaster. It's a pleasure to watch him playing. To watch him play. But conversely, when you watch Phil Smyth play, he doesn't do any of that. And no. Conversely, when you watch Phil Smyth, when you watch my special guest, when you watch that, he does all of that kind of thing. But he is the consummate performer, Twitch streamer, Twitch streamer, and remember, he's a band leader, so he goes out and does weddings, corporate functions. This guy here, he does
no functions here.
No functions, I said, and he does all of that. As well, and that is as important a skill as, because I've had to learn all that. I've just been the guitar player, or when I went solo, I've just had to be the guitar player and sing. You know, hey Hemel Audio, how you doing? Hey everyone, welcome in, guys. Thank you so much. And so Phil, Steve wants you to say all this stuff about him. I don't think so. And I think that the majority of musicians don't have the qualities that streamers like that you have, and that's an important quality, you know, when you're doing this thing. Because I've had to learn so much. I didn't like talking at all. You know, like CG doesn't, like the CG guitar, Craig doesn't have a mic at all when he plays, and that works really well for him because he just wants to just practice and play. And I thought, there have been times when I've thought, that's what I want, that's what I should have done at the start, because when you know what I'm like, once I get chatting, I'm gone, you know, and I just talk drivel, you know. But no, that's not true, Phil OBD, or whatever. Sorry, I don't want you to say anything complimentary about me like that. That's cool.
I am.
No. But thank you anyway, Phil. But
we'll
no.
Get there. We'll get there. I think, like, if you go back to, so I've been streaming for nearly 2 years now. 2 years in March. Admittedly, last year was quite intermittent because, you know, I was ill and all that. But when I look back to how sort of like stiff I was when I first started, even though I'd kind of fronted bands for years, you know, I got used to being the front man. I wasn't originally a front man. I was just a guitar player as well. I was in a band with my brother, and he was the front man, and he was much better at it than I ever was. But I had to force myself when I went solo in 2007 because I needed to work and earn money, and for me, I needed to be a singer to earn the money. So it was and I've done solo gigs since 2007 now. So I forced myself to be a front man, as it were. And then 2011, when I started my band, you know, 1,000, 1,500 gigs later, it's this, isn't it? But then transferring that to Twitch, that's a whole different thing altogether. That was I found it quite difficult at first. I didn't press go live for about 3 months. I had it already. I was far too nervous because you worry about what people are going to say.
You worry, yeah, you do worry, yeah.
But now I'm at the point where I'm just like, don't care anymore.
You said that to me about November time. You said, I don't care now. I don't care. I don't look at anything. I just stream because I enjoy it. And I think the same. I think the same thing. But I'm kind of it's kind of messed with my head a little bit coming off the front page again, like with that carousel thing. We've had this discussion recently about it. Where it's just there's so many. We were warned. We and it's the third time it's happened for me. And the second time it's happened, or the first time it's happened for you, I think how many? I don't know how. We're not counting things like that, but it never gets any easier the more they do it, and it's a lovely thing to happen. And I think that, as Rico said the other day, it has to. there has to be a cycle where it ends, and they have to say, okay, we have to take you off the front page because other people now need to have their shot at it as well. And when you've done, I mean, it was 8 months from May to December, so May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and so okay, 7 months, and then I knew that it was going to be the first week in December. I thought, do I want to go through all that again? Do I want to have to go through all of the, you know? And sometimes you can be like unappreciative of what you've got or what you've built up, and it takes people like yourself and Rico and close people to pull you up and say, you need to change the way you're thinking, because that's a good opportunity that you've had, and that's a good opportunity, and that's true, and you're right. It's very humbling as well when you come back, because you guys are still there in the chat, you guys are still here, and today it's a very, very different thing. There's no cameras and so I'm really exposed. I don't have a guitar. I'm not hiding. I can't. Can you see my cheeks? They're red because I'm embarrassed. I'm actually nervous about actually just talking to people like that, and it's really strange. Even though I talk the highlights of a donkey,
it's so weird because he can talk forever.
Thank you, Phil.
Press go live like that.
Phil, check your Discord. Check your Discord.
Hello.
Check your Discord messages. Check your Discord messages. Don't read it out. Don't read it out. Oh, hang on a minute. Thank you for the follow, Cutie Pie 1986. And I'll just send you another one, mate. I'll just send you another one. I'm sending you one now. Look at the stats.
Well, there you go, look.
Cutie Pie, hello, good morning to you.
We're like bloody Ant and Dec.
It's like, Phil Beddoe says, Steve, you're almost too good, a very skilled and wonderful player. Phil, on the other hand, is rocking out like a spastic child for the first time.
You can't say that.
You can't say that, I'm afraid. You can't say that. That's.
You said it now.
You can't. That's not really a cool thing to say, but thank you. I understand.
You say scope.
Phil Beddoe, thank you.
He's a good lad.
Can't say that really. It's not cool anymore.
Let's catch up with a few of the chats.
Yes.
Because there's some lovely comments. Because Marianne's got a point. Look, I mean, there are some also talented musicians on Twitch, but a few have got the ability to connect with the viewers. And I think that's
what I'm learning. I'm learning that. That's a skill that you are teaching. That's why I rate always. It's all right, Phil. No worries. But that's the skill that I'm trying to learn. Just to actually, can I actually sit down and just say, hello, everybody, how are you? And then what? Then what do you do? Then what do you play YouTube clips to try and divert attention away from the fact that you're not good at this, at saying, oh, and if I read out the chat, okay, talk rubbish, Tonecaster, you both seem to be relaxed in front of the cam. That's a huge thing already. Do I read things like that out in the chat? How do I, and what do I do? That's what the content is. So one of the things I thought about doing today and this year is doing these things, because hey, that's the loopback thing. Phil, I'm just going to send you another screenshot. You're not going to believe this, Phil.
It's good for you, isn't it?
I'm not going to see this. You're going to kick yourself.
I don't want to look.
Look, check now. This message now. This one right now. Right now.
Good for you, isn't it? It's good. It's good to do.
Look at that. Look at what I've just written.
There you go. We got a few.
I can't give up. What's that all about?
You got a few in.
What is that all about? Seriously?
Because people like a chat.
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. No, it's gone back. No, I don't think that's the case.
They're getting to know you.
I think so. Maybe.
Which brings me on to another point. So tell people how we met. You just need to be yourself. If people like you, they will like you. That's a really, really good point, because I've just found it took a little bit of time to be au naturel. Do you know what I mean? Just to be like you would off camera, be like you are on camera. Because when you first do it, you're like, hello, right, this first song is called Highway to Hell by AC/DC. And then
there was a streamer that you showed me this morning. Wasn't there? There was a streamer that you showed me this morning that was exactly how I was when I first started streaming publicly on SparkTube on YouTube. SparkTube just says people want to be engaged with you, Steve. And I am SparkTube. I openly admit that is my biggest failure as a streamer. I don't know how best to do that, because I want to give back to the chat what they've given me, what my community's given me last year. And that's something, you remember the chat when you talked about my dad. Well, I mean, I love my dad dearly. We all have our parents. I lost my mum in 2017, and that changed me as a person. And my dad is amazing, and to have him still around is so cool, because we've lost so many years of miscommunication, and that it's now we get on like you wouldn't believe. And I think it's difficult, because we've all lost someone. We all know how that is. And I just say the funny thing is we lost, and you think, don't worry, it's just a cat. But we lost our cat last October, and I can't tell you that Miss Wiggles, Karen, we're both reeling from that. And it's not, I know it's not the same as a family, but it's really a family member thing, and you still feel the same emotions. So SparkTube, you really do raise that thing, that scare. How do I keep people just doing this? If I put the guitar down, how can I keep people? And that was the reason why I said to Phil, I said, we chat on Discord all day. So let me explain to you what happened, because Phil is desperate to know for me to tell the story about how we met.
I am. Just like Wrongful's comment, look, Peter and Tanti brought me onto the show and nuked my overly private mentality. You two pushed my musicality to new levels as well. That's very nice, mate.
Thank you, Wrongful Studios. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Auntie
Lynn's on. How you doing? This is Orbiter Guitars. Pets are family members. They are. How you doing, Auntie Lynn? Yeah.
My dog's 12 now. 13.
Meg
coming up. 13 in May.
Do you know what they call it? The cutest thing.
I'm already like. I had the dog before I had kids. Do you know what I mean?
No. The one is. I saw you playing with Meg, and when I saw you playing with Meg, and you go, come on, what's going on? Because you go, come on, like that, and don't.
I have a.
That's why I couldn't have a dog.
Staffy.
If I had a dog, it would be like 15 years or 10 years or 15 years of absolute bliss, and then for the rest of your life, complete heartache that I couldn't have a dog, because Phil knows I'm absolutely nuts about them. I think they're that Ricky Gervais thing where he's talking about dogs. They're amazing and everything. They're like, I completely agree. They are from a different world, and they just do something, don't they? They just do something to humans. They inject a love, an unconditional love, basically. Stockman says, as a new guitarist, I would love to see how you do things like clinics, techniques, how to improve. Yeah, sometimes I've done chat and jams like this. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's amazing. Steve, I'm curious whether you prefer to perform in front of a live audience or Twitch audience. Both. I like doing gigs. I like performing live in front of a crowd, especially if they're interested and they're engaged and they're up for it. And I'm getting used to performing on Twitch, because that's where I come from. And so you see my main show, which is all cameras and videos and everything else, and that's kind of, I want to present the best visual production that I can physically do. Unfortunately, when you say to someone, let me give you an example, if you say, now I'm going to perform all of Dark Side of the Moon, the whole lot. As Mank said a few weeks ago, he said, as soon as I heard you saying that, I knew that I wouldn't be able to chat to you for 43 minutes. And so it's a fine line. Does the music break up the chat, or does the chat break up the music? And you have to keep that balance, and that's what we're still learning. We are still, and I'll never crack it, but I'm always open to learning things. So I think the chat and jams where we're just talking like this, it's good when you got an extra guest on, like Phil, you know. But
I'll tell you my actually ideal stream for me would be almost like a radio DJ. So you could have like, I know because we're in the music section, it's predominantly music, and you've got to be playing music quite regularly, and you take the requests and all that if you're into that sort of thing. But I'd love to be able to play a few songs, a couple of songs, sit down, right, chat rubbish with people, because, you know, I love doing that. I can't lose that element. I just love doing that. And then just little fun little segments, you know, that's going to keep people entertained, and then you stop that and back to more songs, you know what I mean? So everybody's getting a bit of everything. And I love that.
That's you at your best, though. That's the reason why that's the reason why we have why we connect. And you know, you say, I'm trying to do Thumbpick afternoon. I stumbled upon the music stream yesterday, but this is definitely an interesting chat for any lurking musos. Thank you. Tonecaster in a small stream. It's pretty easy with reacting to chat, but I can't imagine how to keep strapping in front of a big front page stream. It's like two completely different things. Well, as I say, me and Karen have had this conversation about that, where we've said, imagine there's no one in the chat, and then imagine there's 10,000 people. Not front page 10,000 people, because that's not real figures. There's usually only about a couple of hundred. If we watch, let's just take a big streamer at complete random, like Amaranth, okay, who does hot tub streams and that kind of thing. So, hey,
if we use him the tap, man, you dirty little bugger, you.
If we take, it's okay, you know. If we take someone like that, you'll see that there's 8,000 or 9,000 people watching it, and then if you look at the users in chat, there will be like 150 or 200 maybe, if that. And so, but if you are streaming to no one, my original point was, if you're streaming to no one, and then you're streaming to 10,000 people in the chat, and the chat is just blowing, it's just constantly, and you have to put it on slow mode. It's exactly the same thing, because you cannot, when there's no people in the chat, you can't engage with them, and then when there's 10,000 people in the chat, you can't engage with them. Is that right, Phil? I mean, is that kind of a, I mean, you know, Amaranth. We always, I bring Karen in and we'll say, Karen, we'll watch Amaranth, especially what's happened recently with what she's gone through, because there's so many people there, and you have to think why. I mean, there are other streamers that haven't. I mean, there was do you remember in who was modding for? Somebody, one of my mods, 3 weeks ago, sent me a screenshot saying, it's interesting, I'm just seeing that Steve's now got more views than Amaranth. There was more people in my chat, which there's hope for the music.
You have promised a hot tub stream for people. I
promised a hot tub. Trust me, you do not want to see this body in a hot tub. Trust me. Shall we get on to the original? Go on.
My experience of front page, just quickly before I know.
No. Let's go for it. Take your time.
Was because last year on the front page, I got offered a front page slot last January, the 24th. Actually, tomorrow is a year.
Be a year.
And I had that big front pager.
They'll do it again. You'll get it.
And we had 20,000 people watching.
Yeah, you had way more than me,
which was huge.
Yeah,
but you know, I had wonderful mods like Marianne. I could see squashing trolls by the second. You know what I mean?
That's what you need.
I felt safe. Do you know what I mean? Which is important when you're streaming. And because it was my first experience, the adrenaline was high, and I was probably talking too fast. And you know, I think if it did happen again, I'd be much more relaxed about it. Because you remember the first big raid you get? But the first big raid I got was like, say, 400 people, I think. I had just a random come in one day, and if you look back at the VOD, it was me going, right, next, oh my God, audio levels all over the place, clipping everywhere, I was shouting into the mic.
Yeah.
It was awful. And I've never had that feeling again. Like, it's still like a heightened, like, oh my God, that's a big raid.
Yeah.
But not that absolute panic of Super Cat Kai bringing in 1,000 people, or do you know what I mean? It was like,
I'd been an affiliate for one
Thank you,
day,
Marianne.
less than one day. And
Can we answer one topic? It's only been an hour. Sorry.
we'll do that in a minute, but I want to answer what you were saying, Phil,
Yes.
as well. When you were saying, I said I'd been an affiliate for one day I started in November the 10th, 2021, and then December the 10th or 11th, I got a raid from Autopilot, and I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what those numbers meant. It was like 700 and 800 and something people. And that VOD is still available. That VOD is if you're a subscriber to my channel, you can watch that. But it is freaky, absolutely free. I didn't know what was happening. People coming up in the chat and jump lead and said Ted gifting subs and sub bombs, and I didn't know what a sub bomb was or anything. And of course, the next day you go back into the stream and you say, "Hey, thanks for the raid," like that, you know. Of course, someone like Autos plays it cool, don't they? They play it really no problem like that. But they must appreciate it. It's a massive boost. I can't wait. I think that's the only reason why I would want to get bigger with my community and with my stream, so that you get other people make them feel like that.
It's lovely when you raid with a big amount of people.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. It's so cool.
That's real fun.
So anyway, we met.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm turning the question about teachers from Marianne. Remind, I can see that question about teachers, but
keep that. Well, we are both teachers, but I'm going to pause the music. Okay, so basically, what? No, I'm going to keep the music going. You know, it's cool. What we actually do is, I finished my A levels. I was going to go to read history and politics or something. I don't know what I was going to read at university. I was going to go, and what actually happened with that is I won a thing to go to the Guitar Institute. So I went to the Guitar Institute in 1995. Back then, they only did 1 year diploma courses, which was the equivalent of a HND, a Higher National Diploma or something. Sitting over there. And downstairs in these bed sits and these flats, the downstairs one was a guy called Gary Evans, a drummer, really good drummer, who was friends with Marco 1907, Mark Ollerenshaw, my mate Mark, who comes into my chat, and he was there as well, and he was on the same phase. Gary Evans, great drummer, and then we had the induction week, and we saw him playing 7 Days by Sting and all this stuff, and he was on the drums, and he was really good drummer. And we got chatting and everything else, and he kept on mentioning, "Oh, I've done this jam. I've played Satch Boogie. I've done this jam. Listen to this. This has got my mate Phil." And it wasn't Phil. It was somebody else, wasn't it, that you knew? It wasn't Phil. It was your other mate. Anyway, that was 1995. 1996, I started doing some part-time teaching there. And then I started doing teaching at other colleges and schools and stuff. And then 2000s, didn't hear anything from Gary Evans ever again. Came to Twitch. Phil had found me because I was a beta tester and stuff for DMX's and Show Buddy, and he was looking for something that would help him with him. He went solo. We briefly brushed shoulders then, and then we came to Twitch, connected up on Twitch last year, I'd say. And when we connected up, Phil kept on mentioning somebody called Gadge. And I thought, Gadge? I said, I know someone from Exeter called Gary Evans. He went, yeah, that's Gadge. And it was like and I was like, no, it can't be the same person. It can't be the same person. And he went, yeah, I play in a duo with him. He plays percussion and I do acoustic, and we go out as the Gadge Band, and we go out and I was like, no, it can't be. And it can't be the same. It is. It is. Yeah. So me and Phil have been connected by Gary Evans right back to the 90s, but we've never, Phil is struggling doing nothing and saying nothing. Oh, I'm sorry, Auntie Lynn. Shall I let him do the talk? Here we go. Go for it. Yeah.
Well, Gadge is like he's a lifelong friend. You know what I mean? He's, you only have a few
more than me.
Well, I've known him longer, but yeah, he's one of them. So I remember him going to the Guitar Institute. But yeah, that's it really. You again?
No, I'm agreeing.
The point I was trying to make was when you came onto Twitch, I was like, oh, look, Steve finally he's made the jump to Twitch. Do you know what I mean? I already knew because I chatted to you about 10 years ago, didn't I? Saying, oh, I'm using ShowBuddy down in Exeter and you're using ShowBuddy up there in Clacton. Oh, look. So I've been waiting for you to get onto Twitch because you're better suited to here than YouTube.
I tried for a year. I tried unlisted to stream unlisted, and then when you do unlisted streaming to YouTube for just family and friends, and you give the link out to family and friends so only they can watch it. There's only a finite amount of donations that you can, or things that you can do with that smaller community of like 10 or 15 or 20 people. And so I thought, okay, let me still do, because After Hours is taking a bit. It's taking a bit of a hiatus at the moment because of, it's the new year and because of all this front page hoopla. And I just thought, well, let's see what happens if I, that was what it was in 2021, just trying new things. And I didn't have a clue. I don't look at us now. We're talking, two people are talking and live streaming it on Twitch. There's no way I'd have been able to do that 3 years ago. If you'd have said to me 3 years ago, what is OBS? I'd have said, I didn't have a clue, mate. I thought you were swearing at me. Oh, BS. I didn't understand it. I use Cubase.
Yeah.
I make backing tracks for companies, and then I do guitar lessons and piano lessons, and then I go out and I do solo gigs or dep gigs at the weekend. And in the week, I'm like, boom. And I'm like, that's all I've ever known. And then all of a sudden that world is shattered, and you're like, you've got to learn you have to have a new set of transferable skills, and that is Stream Skype's in the house. How you doing? High five.
I'm always amazed at how small the
five.
music world can be, says Orbiter. Absolutely, yeah.
High five. Thank you so much.
Steve, is this chat going to be permanent? You're doing a great job, says Auntie Lynn.
It depends on whether I can get Phil every Monday, because what it is, it's the Monday mid-morning natter, and it's the mid-Monday natter, and so anyone who
natter,
basically anyone who has a separate
natter.
PC or anyone who has loopback on their audio interface can come and chat, but it has to be engaging chat, and I think I can get more than one people on, so I think I could probably get Phil and maybe another 2 people on the chat if we can get that going. But
natter means having a chat, having a conversation.
Oh yeah, Scream Sky. When we have a natter, we sit down and have a natter. That means a natter, a chat. So it's so great to see these people in, though. It's amazing.
Fun, isn't it? Oh, Marianne had a question. I saw it earlier on. Yeah, a knitter natter. Which was, you've both got history, backgrounds working as teachers. Mm. Do you both have backgrounds working as teachers?
You first.
Hey, Gary's Music.
Yeah, thanks, Gary's Music.
Yes, I went to a guitar college down here where I live, in Exeter, in Devon, called the Academy of Music and Sound.
Sean Baxter's
place. Yeah, that was because I was scratching around. I played in bands for years. I'd done quite a bit. I'd done hundreds and hundreds of gigs by this time, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know what I was doing. I just, I copied records. So I thought I'd better get a little bit of knowledge. So I went into a music shop one day in where I live, and there was this guy handing out leaflets saying, come and study for a 1-year diploma here at the Academy of Music. And I thought, I'll have some of that. I'm still young. I'm only 30. So anyway, I went and did this diploma, and I met loads of players. And because of my experience of live gigging a lot of people hadn't, they I was already setting stuff up, and I was already like, no, do this, I was already taking a bit of a role as tutor in a way. But I took on board, all the theory lessons, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it, engaged with it.
Theory is the ultimate.
Well, then when I left, I was asked to come back. Would I teach bass guitar for because they just needed a bass teacher. Oh, phone up Phil. So they phoned me up, and I went in and taught bass there for about 3 years, probably. And then they got a real bass player in. And then I switched to guitar teaching. So I did that for about 10 years. So I taught diploma level guitar, BTEC. What are you laughing at?
I was just wondering if you're an electrician.
Who, me?
Yeah. Given that you're so haphazard, I think that's what they were trying to get at. Yeah.
I know an electrician. Is that enough?
God, can you imagine that? Can you imagine him going, hello? You can imagine going, hello,
Morning.
it's Phil here. I'm your electrician. I've come to do your plumbing and electrician at the same time. Don't worry, I'll do your light bulbs. No problem. Just don't touch that wire there. I'll be back next Tuesday.
I'm a plumber. I'm a little Sparky.
Streamscribe says, how many bases does it take to screw in a light bulb? Here we go. We're waiting for the answer. While we're waiting for the answer. Two? Should be 2.
I'll take it. Was that what you meant?
Two. I think it was. No, 3. One to do it and the other one to... one to do it and the other one to say, I could do it better. And then the other one next to him saying, I could do it better than you. Maybe. I don't know. I'm waiting for the punchline, but he hasn't... How many bases does it take to screw in a light bulb? I'm still waiting for the punchline. 0. The keyboard player does it with his left hand.
Go,
there you go. Yeah.
You win. You win. Very good.
Yeah. It was, for me...
I like that.
I was...
even going to get up.
I started studying at the Guitar Institute, graduated with honours, and then I was made a part-time tutor there, and then after that I did loads of teaching. You did finish. Finished.
I only got to 10 years ago. Got to do the next 10.
Go on then.
So anyway, in 2011, right? No, basically, I then started teaching. Yeah, I had a little private practice here. I taught at the academy. Then I took on a few schools. So I was doing sort of 3 days a week at schools, and I'd done that for a long time. And also had about 5 to 10 students who I would teach here in this room. Then it got to the pandemic, and then it all stopped. And I still taught online on Zoom. And then I just got fed up with it. I've fed up with teaching, or maybe I'm not saying I won't go back to it, but I just want a break right now, and my head is fully in Twitch land, trying to get this better.
Yeah,
I saw that you. I cannot believe it. I can't believe it. Did you have that set up early?
I just done it live. It's all live. Nothing pre-recorded here. It's all completely live. Everything's live here. No, nothing pre-recorded. It's all live. That's the trend at the moment, isn't it? Hey.
Why can't Woody play his guitar?
Go on. Does Woody peck? Woody woodchuck, Woody peck. I can't remember.
We're happy you made this in spend time with us all, Phil.
We love him. We bloody love Philly Idol.
I want to make it. I'm always. It's
he doesn't know. He doesn't know where his picks are.
I do.
No, look at the punchline.
Yeah, dude. Look, they're right here. Look, they're right there. Sorry, I got to read the chat. Well done, Gary. I like that, mate. I like that. Anyway,
that was the whole point.
Over to you, Steve. Jazz 3 picks.
Finally,
mate,
am I allowed to speak? Am I? Sorry. Oh, I didn't realise. Hang on.
The only picks to use, mate.
Awful picks. Horrific.
The only ones to use.
No, you want custom made ones with Steve Forward on that are 1.5 mil Dunlops. That's what you want. Delrin 500 ones. That's what you want. Custom ones.
Who do you think you are?
Hey? Do you know the reason why Do you know the reason why I ordered them 800 of these at a time, right? Do you know the reason why they said you can have your name on them? Do you want to know the reason why? Because it was free to do anyway, and they said you may as well have the name put on them in case you lose them. And the reason why I have them in white all the time, because if you buy 1.5mm Delrin 500s, they come in purple, and I don't like purple. And the reason why I like them in white is that most of the time when I'm playing on stages or I'm playing in pubs and clubs, it's dark, and if you drop one, you can see where it is. It's as simple as that. It's not an ego thing. So there we go.
Black ones because they're so cool. No wonder I keep losing them.
I don't like black ones, no. And I like the feel of Delrin, even though I get through about 2 picks a gig or 3 picks in a stream. You know.
Oh mate, since they put that Tortex stuff on the little grippy stuff, I love the grippy stuff.
Oh no!
Can you see the grippy stuff?
I can see it, Philly, but no, it's not for me, buddy. It's not for me. No. There's them new ones. There was that John Petrucci pick thing that's like got a little, and then I used to like the Dunlop stubbies as well, the 3mm, because I used to use 3. I used to use 3mm. They were really good. Dunlop stubby 3s.
I've got a stubby.
But 1.5mm is good because they've got good memory. You can bend them and they return. That's what's called good memory. When the pick bends, you can bend it. But
this is a 3mm stubby.
Back
Ready?
to its original. Yeah, not the teardrop ones. The actual other ones, the main big ones like that.
Not the big ones.
Yeah. I used to like them.
Are you some sort of masochist?
Yeah, I used to love them because it's all about how you hold the pick and how much weight you put behind it. Not about if you've got the pick, there's all the tensile strength of a crisp, so it's basically flapping around in the wind. That's no good. You need something tough and hard so you can hold it lighter and get a more dynamic. That's just me. Yeah, like that. That's a girl's pick. No offense to the girls, all right? Because
did you hear that?
No, I'm joking.
Sexist pig.
Not a sexist at all. I love you all dearly. Maloney's in. How you doing? Hey, Stephen Phil. How you doing? Great to see you in.
You like love?
Hello. Is that someone you know that's doing that?
Mel is married to someone from Liverpool. Scouse 59.
You joke. Maloney is married. Really, I never knew that. Well, there you go.
So
Steve Ford, like all of us, I have a fine collection of pics.
I'm going to go and steal something from that bin over there. John Bishop. Like all of us, I have a fine collection of picks. I tell you what, you ever tried these ones? The thumb pick.
Oh, for
any
God's
good at
sake.
These?
He'll buy anything. Look, he's got to have a look at a pot of them. Look, I have one pick.
When I met Tommy Emmanuel, that was it. I was like, all I need is a thumb pick, and I'll be Tommy Emmanuel by next week.
Yeah, of course you will. Yeah. I tell you what, when you get your axe effects, you'll play a lot better as well. It'll make you play better.
That's what I'm hoping.
No, it won't. No, it won't. My axe effects is there on the floor. There. And as I say before, my reasons for upgrading from my JMP1 valves were that the JMP ones were fading. They were starting to they were failing on me. They were on the way out. And so I've got 2 of them, 2 JMP ones still that I can bring out. But my reasons for upgrading are that I wanted to preserve my tone because I really like that the JMP1 Overdrive 1 tone. That's my sound. That's what I like. And I don't like to change things very often. If I'm doing the Van Halen thing, then I want the Britt Brown Marshall, which the Axe does so well. And there's too many things you can get involved in. Like I like the talk box. I'm loving, even though the Axe Effect, the FM3 doesn't have a talk box per se, a talk box thing. It has the thing called the I can't remember what it's called. The vocoder. I can't remember what the name of the block is called. But it's the formant. That's right, the formant filter. And there's 2 of them in the Axe Effect in the FM3. And I think that it's so close, it's so good. that you can't go
it's
back.
a great bit of kit. There's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
better.
When I got it, the day I got it, I wanted to send it back. And you know that. I said to Rico, and I was so annoyed, I was so upset, because I'd wanted an Axe FX for so... It wasn't just Northcote, Peter Northcote, that had recommended it to me. I'd wanted one because from... I'd already wanted it from years ago when I was doing sessions in studios down in London, like Alchemia and all these other places, John Henry's and all these... I was doing session work there with other musicians, and I was like, okay, I need a Soldano or I need an Engel, and they were like, oh, we got the Axe FX2 Ultra in here, and I was like, oh yeah, great, boom. And I would always look for that green screen thing. I'd always look for the, I was always looking for the Axe FX thing, and there you are with.
I'm just showing Gary.
There's Phil with... Yeah, you have to angle it a little bit more, Phil, so we can see. No, towards you, that's it. No, the other way, buddy. Other way, that's the way.
There's a delay going on.
There you go, fella.
I see.
There you go.
Boom!
There you go. There's
Tommy.
Phil with Tommy Emmanuel.
He said, how do I play that C chord? I said, right, what are you doing putting your thumb over the top? I said.
You did, yeah. Rusty Joe says, tell me, Steve, do you already listen to the new album from Polyphia, and would that style be something you can manage to do? Probably not. Probably not. I think that my style is rooted in blue. Oh, is Phil gone? Phil's gone for a little wee. My style is rooted in classic rock and blues. Even though I like Satriani and Steve Vai, I kind of think that my style has gone to sort of late 90s, early 2000s, and I haven't really worked at it anymore because I've been concentrating on writing my own music. But I think Polyphia is a new order of guitar players, and that is a new level which should be respected by other guitar players. And I think that playing clean and doing them kinds of things, it's just. I prefer to be lyrical and play like, a Jeff Becky, Satriani kind of thing, style. That's kind of what I like to do, and I love to play lead guitar. Even though I love playing rhythm guitar, I love to play lead guitar and make phrases and lyrics out of the instrumentals. And I think that's kind of my thing, what I do, what I love to do. So don't tell Phil that we said anything like that. Here he comes back. You notice how he's on it, you see? Hey?
My foot.
I thought Phil had hurt his ankle. He moved pretty quick then, didn't he? Yeah.
Honestly, I'm so painful. Oh, I think this is going to be with me for a couple of weeks. I think I could be struggling here. Got gigs all next weekend.
Have you got one of those boots, those inflatable boots? Because you can get them from the hospital. You should put one of them on to stop it.
I'll play a rock gig with an inflatable boot. I'll paint it black, put devil horns on it. Wait, okay. Go on, put a boot on.
Don't get devil horns on it. That's a stupid thing to do.
Oh, put a flip flop on the other foot. How's that? They make it equally ridiculous. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you. I love both of your streams, guys, and I have the best time. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rusty Joe. Thanks for your supplies. Thank you for your subscription, Rusty Joe. Thank you so much indeed. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Forward family. If you get a chance, Rusty Joe, please go and give a follow to my fantastic friend here, Mr. Phil Smyth Music. What I'm going to do, Phil, if you can just bear with me a minute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put your I'm going to copy your Phil, and I'm going to put your Twitch address.
You could give me a shout out, aren't you?
I should give you a proper shout out because you are a flipping legend, mate. And everyone knows that I rave about you, and you are the man. So, in my opinion, you are the man. You not only is Phil a great family man, but I just really like. Look, I'm just going to tell you to go to Twitch and type in. Look, I'm going to do this. Phil Smyth Music.
Clip that, Steve.
Okay, there. It's well known. I don't care. It's very well known. I'm an absolute fan. But only that, I'm a fan of him because he's a nice guy, and he's got a lot of time for everyone, and he listens to me. Trust me, he listens to me. and I know Phil raves about me as well, and it's reciprocated. It's these friendships. Thank you, Gary's Music, for following Phil. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
This is a rare thing that we do, and we just literally get a cuppa and we sit down and we have a chat, and there's no music involved, and this stream is all about just the chat. It's something that I'm doing on my channel to start with, and I'm hoping that we can do it again.
What do you think? What do you reckon? You're gonna keep this a regular thing? Is that what
I'd like to? I'd like to, because I feel very relaxed. I feel very now, and I feel better now that you're with me, holding my hand, as it were. I feel a lot better than if I'm just on my own and I'm like, okay, I better do some loops and stuff. I better do some looping and
podcast.
I don't know whether it would build up or not. I don't know, because at the moment we've had about 50 people maximum in, which is insane considering I've done streams. And so
hey,
Jude Laurie, we'd like you to. Hey, Jude Laurie. Now, I met Jude Laurie a few weeks ago, and to say it was surreal is a major understatement. It was, to come all the way, from Australia to Clacton. Wow. And she came in. We were at the restaurant early, and it was just absolutely an amazing. I wanted Jude to stay so much, and I said to Karen afterwards, "I think we've upset Jude because she didn't want to stay," like that. But it was because we were both really. We drunk a bottle of champagne, and we come back, and we got a taxi back, and it was. Did
you lead him astray, Jude? Did you lead him astray?
She's brilliant. She's fantastic, and it's just so cool. Were it not for Twitch, we would never ever have met. Well, I would never have met Rico. I would never have met all the people on here. I would never have met you. When
he first saw my picture, he said, "Oh, I better not contact him. He looks too scary.
He looks too unapproachable." That was because your picture, but I didn't know what you were like as a person. You see, I didn't know what you were like, and that was the picture that was on Facebook, I think. And you put "love your tone." You put a comment on there and stuff.
Did I?
Do you remember the first time we did that, and we were on we were on Facebook, and you said, "Oh yeah, the last time you spoke to me was 12 years ago." And you didn't. I sent you a message 12 years ago, and you didn't reply. I thought, "Oh, you're joking, really?" I felt awful. I don't like that.
I tell you what, I am bowled over by the Aussies who have that connection in their. Like, they all go to each other's streams, the meet up regularly. It's like it's an incredible thing to see those connections that happen in real life.
Team Vermoo. I got to just say, Team Vermoo. Exactly, Gary's Music. I just joined Team Vermoo less than a week ago, and the Tangerine Club raided me last week. If you're not following the Tangerine Club, you bloody well should be. The best audio and the best stream, in my opinion.
Oh man, they are brilliant.
I mean, up there the Tangerine Club, yeah. and then Bella Urado, who we love, don't we? Yeah. I raided her last week. She's so hot. If you ever want to, I mean hot on the chat. I don't mean hot as a person. What I mean is that she's so hot on the chat. Like, if somebody likes and follows and subscribes, she's doing so much that she's so on it. She's so on that kind of thing. And
we were blessed with Team Vermoo. We're both in Team Vermoo.
We are, yeah. You're still in the fantastic musical pros with the Jukesters, the fantastic Kenyan Jukesters. You're still in musical pros, and that's flipping cool, mate.
This is a nice way to connect with other streamers, isn't it?
That's cool. It's all good.
You know, it's huge, isn't it? So it's like
Gary's Music says that's brilliant. I've been a part of the team for a couple of years now.
Really?
Family to me, like you now. Thank you so much, Gary's Music. Thank you.
Gary, I didn't realise, mate. I must follow you instantly. Auntie Lindler, I've met some fantastic people on Twitch.
Am I following Gary's
Music in my life?
I'll give you a follow, cool. Gary. Yeah, let's follow. Everyone, can you follow Gary's Music?
Sorry, Gary.
I'm just giving you a follow as well, Gary's Music. So if you've got your OBS, it will be coming up with all your pop-ups and alerts from me and Phil. We've just given you a follow, okay? One of the things is if we say like a recent streamer like Tonecaster, I kept on seeing him in the chat. I kept on seeing him in other things that we were doing. And I thought,
it's a guitar player. Don't
I must
you?
get a chance.
Get a name like that.
I must get a chance to see him. And there was one day last week. There was one day last week where I was like, I've got some spare time. I'm gonna check out this guy. I'm gonna check out what it's got, and it was great. So if I'm not in your chat, it's usually because I'm prepping the stream, working on the stream, thinking about things to do for the stream, programming OBS, which takes an absolute age, as all of you know. So
I reckon every hour I've streamed,
let's get a shout out to Tonecaster.
I must have put 7 or 8 hours into prep, and you've done more than I have. But like, I cannot tell you the amount of nights I've sat here, especially when I first started, but like, when I knew nothing, could barely get audio to work. I spent months up until 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning just trying to figure this out. Like, it was an immense undertaking for me. It really was. The things
that fascinate me about OBS are, even though you can go into Photoshop and create overlays, I'm going to show you. What's going to happen now? Watch.
Here we go.
All right. But the thing that excites me is that you can take things like a simple color source and think, I fancy doing some 3D shading. So you can hold down the shift button, get a little line going, and you can just stretch it out, and then all of a sudden you can say, okay, I fancy having a little bar that goes all the way across here.
Diagram time. Like
this. Those that know me know I like to do a diagram, but that you can do a little bar like that, and then you can. It's always little tiny improvements, and you can say, okay, I want that below the mic. There you go, and little things like that you can do that make just every so often make tiny bits of difference, and it's such a malleable tool.
Now, when I first started, I would have said download a A4 size picture white. Okay, download that. I would add that as an image. I would then try and crop it and then add it into a stream, add it into an overlay like that. That's exactly how I would have done that.
Right.
Like, what an idiot! What an idiot!
No,
I did not know anything about color sources.
No, but the thing is, it's not just that. It's just like with the spectralizer that we're seeing here that I showed you about, that we finally got on your stream today, where you talk and it does an EQ bar and all these little tiny things that you just. The thing is, Phil, and this is the lesson I learned when I was learning about programming websites, was that you're not stupid. You just don't know. And there's a big difference between not knowing something and then being told and then understanding it and then taking it to the next level than not knowing. And when you don't know something, it doesn't mean you're stupid. So that's the golden rule I've always learned, is that there is always someone out there who is better looking, better, smarter, more capable. There always will be. And so I don't have any grandiose notions other than to try and make the best stream that I can that works for me. But it's little things just like that, little tiny things. Like, for instance, when we saw that intro thing a minute today, when we had where we find that, where is it? It was in here. The Mid Monday Natter. That is all in real time. For example, I can change that to hello, and that will be doing a hello and animating that. And that is all done in real time using the move transition. It's not a video, so I can put exclamation marks on it if I want, using the move value tool and the move source tool, And that kind of stuff is really absolutely crucial to like learning about what you want to do as a streamer, because some people say, you can focus on the technical things and everything. Well, unfortunately, I love that stuff. I really, really, really enjoy. I get a kick out of how can I make the stream production work better for me. Like, you're just learning that now, where like with automation and auto hotkey, where being able to say, okay, what track is now playing and what track has previously played, so that at the end of the stream you've got a list of songs that you've played and then you can reverse that in Pine Tools, and then put that in your VOD.
I know now.
You know now. You know. If I said to you now, I'm going to take away Show Buddy, I'm going to take away your DMX Lite program, I'm going to take away your camera changes, take away your now playing and your already played script, all the hotkey scripts.
Yeah. No, I agree.
You know, you say, hey, Mo Music Man in the house.
With Show Buddy, I mean, obviously I used it 10, 12 years ago, as you know. And then I put it to rest in about 2016. I just never used it again. A Show Buddy is for you that don't know out there, it's a program that plays tracks. It can automate lighting, like you see now, and also, as I found out recently, automate cameras, which is what, if you've been in my stream, you will have seen. But I stopped doing that 6 years ago. And I never thought I'd use it again. It's only since I've come back on Twitch and now I've spent a bit of time and obviously got to know you that I'm like, oh yes, Show Buddy. Okay, I remember it. So I know how it works, but it's relearning it. Obviously, I never learned it as well as you did. You know, I was rudimentary skills with it, but
well, that's very kind of.
I enjoy it. It's fun. So if I find it fun, then hopefully other people will.
I think Show Buddy Setlist, as it's now called, but Show Buddy.
That's it, Gary.
Yeah, check it out. It's
Setlist.
Dave Brown, Show Buddy Setlist, and Show Buddy Active. It used to be called Show Buddy and DMX's, which is the programs that I still use to this day from my laptop. That can send MIDI chunks out at specified times, so that you can automate. You can send a MIDI chunk out at a certain point on a backing track that and then you can tell Bohm's MIDI translator or MIDI key to key, which is what Grim uses in Reaper, and you can tell it to change. It turns the actual MIDI note off command or on, off preferably, into a hotkey that OBS could understand. Now, the only other program out there is that's different, that's better than that, is something called Atom, which is Mr. Greggle's domain, which has Exceldro on it, and Exceldro makes many of the plugins that we use to this day, the Move Transition tool, and just being able to have that animate like that is a simple thing, but that is really down to Exceldro. And the source copy tool as well, we were able to copy sources from different scene collections. That is something he usually does this, folks. You notice that Phil will go like this, and then for a couple of minutes later he'll start looking around the room.
No, I'm looking at the stream. I'm looking up at my other monitor. Yeah.
When he came here, he was like, "Bloody hell, mate! It looks great in here, doesn't it? It's small, isn't it? It's bloody great." And I said, "Go and get your computer." He went, "I've only just got here." I said, "Get your computer. We'll start building it right now. Can we? Haven't got long. Come on. Let's go. Let's go." And he's like,
It's exciting. Put a lot into it.
Do you? Well, I had. I wanted to. Do you know what it was? And this is being genuine here. I was like looking at your having all that audio crackling every time you were starting a stream, and it was like you were on eggshells, going, "Is it going to
remember that?
Is it going to do it? Is it not going to do it? Is it going to do it? Is it not going to do it?" And and I was like, I've got to help the man out. I've got to help. And I knew I could help you if you trusted me. That was the thing. And I think that when you help anyone, there has to be an element of that trust. Because if you're helping them and they don't trust you, then you'll help them and they'll go, "Yeah, thanks," and then they'll go away and then they'll go back and put it all back to how they had it before. And then because you have to step outside your curve, you have to step outside your circle. I'm based in Clacton-on-Sea, Gary's music, and Phil's based in Exeter. So I'm based in Essex.
I'm down in Devon, yeah. South. Are you UK, Gary? Or...
There's all down. When Phil came up to me, we crowdfunded for the petrol, and Phil said, "No, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's too real." I said, "We'll just try. Because it was £100 for him to drive 5 hours to come up to my house, and £100 back, and you know it.
Fist of love for Rico there.
You know it, Rico. And Lou as well, the amazing Lou Vella as well.
So many people.
Too many people. Right.
It's ridiculous.
And it was and you got your petrol money. It was boom, and it was like boom, you're coming. I mean, you were going to come anyway, but you were going to be 200 quid down, and it was like, oh man, come on.
Oh, Glasgow. Okay.
Glasgow. I used to play. Where did I used to play? The Liquid Rooms in Edinburgh. Is that Edinburgh? Edinburgh's Glasgow is miles away from there. I did a whole tour of Scotland once. Largs, Vikingar, the Vikingar Theatre in Largs, Kelso, Truro, Aberdeen, Inverness, and then the last gig we played was the Liquid Rooms in Edinburgh, I think, and we loved it. I had a broken foot. I broke my foot. It was in plaster.
Talk about sore foots.
It was in plaster cast, and I never forgot that because I made them put a stopper in my foot because all of the theatre stages we were playing were sloping down. So it's kind of, if you ever see any footage of my old tribute band that I was in, it was like me, like that, with one foot straight, like that, trying to stop myself from falling off the stage. You know?
My father-in-law plays the bagpipes. I'm putting it out there now.
Who?
All right.
What?
My father-in-law.
Oh, you've so got to get him in to do that.
No.
Oh.
No, he won't play. You know, he won't play. You know, let the what's this long way to the top. You know, he won't play that.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? It just sounds like he's just pumping up a cat. every time we get together, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry to swear. I don't like swearing,
in the style of a club singer. Is he doing that with the bagpipes? Was he?
He does. He walks off to the cupboard, you know, and we're like, oh no.
Everyone's asking about the foot. Everyone's asking about the foot. Yeah, Sherry Smith's in. Hey, Sherry, how you doing?
Cool.
Sherry
Get
Smith.
him in, and Hazel. No, I'm not getting him in. He's a pain in the arse.
Out of context clip. Look, out of context clip. Mo Music Man, how you doing? Mo Music Man, can we just show some love?
Yes,
to Mo Music Man. I'm going to give him a shout out. If you're not following his stream,
go follow Mo.
Yeah, follow Mo, please, because he has been.
What a supporter.
He's the boy. Thank you so much. Great to see you in here, Mo. And thank you for the sub. Painful. Rusty Joe's resubscribed with Prime. Use your Prime, and if you've got it, use it, guys, because it makes a difference. And effectively, you can subscribe. No, I'm not getting him in, Bondman.
He's saying it is.
Who is? Who?
Hang on, what if they're watching?
Who?
My father-in-law. Hang on, what if he's watching? I'll never be able to go to the house again. Hang on. Hang on.
If that's true, that's the best stream we've ever done, ever. We have to do more of these if that's the case. If that's actually the truth.
We're safe. He's not here.
He's not here. Get in. Oh, my God.
Nah, it's all right. He's out of goal. He's, like people are like, it's annoying. So honestly, I could go on all day. But my foot, man, it's painful. My foot is painful. I hope he's watching. Serves you right.
I hope he's watching. Serves you right. Honestly, Phil, what were you thinking? Were they big, massive trampolines? Were they massive trampolines?
No, they were tiny. My foot,
How did you catch it? Was it bouncing and your foot just?
I jumped off the stunt box onto the trampoline as I was going to Hazel. You can't do this. And as I did that, I jumped and my ankle just went. And I went down on the floor, commando roll. I was like on the floor. I couldn't breathe. It was that painful. Mate. I felt the crunch, and I was like, "Take me to the side." So she had to pick me up and carry me over to the side.
Oh.
Go get an ice pack.
Oh, Philly. Can we have some Philly love in the chat? Some Philly love in the chat. Poor old Phil.
So she was like, right, that's Phil. Triaged me. Give me all that. Phil, right, nothing's broken. Can you I was showing off, yeah. Because she couldn't jump on this box. And I was like, look at me.
I think he does that. Do you think he does?
I would jump up and I would spin around and I would land backwards and then I would go back as she's going.
Lynn, is that something he would do? Is that something that Phil would do? I get the impression that that's kind of what he would actually do. You know, he would.
Oh, does Farmer Phil work?
No, it doesn't work. No.
Ah.
No, none of the. I haven't got any. This is just purely a chat and jam. I've got Triggerfire set up. Triggerfire's all set up, but this is purely a chat and jam. I've got the hype train. The hype train works, and I've got a big picture of Kylie Minogue, like that. But because on my homepage, watch this. I can watch this. Watch. I've got a little group in the picture there. Look, this is really interesting. Watch what happens. She will basically move. I was using this as an example to show Rico. Look, she will basically.
Can you see that?
Yeah, everyone can see it. Yeah.
Look at that.
It will basically move inside this circle, and it will enlarge and move. It was a test for me to do nested scenes with move filters and that kind of move sources, so it will zoom in and out. And that was a test for me to try that out. That was just a When we go back to poor old Philly's lifting down. There he is. Hello, me lover.
Did you see me foot or not?
No, wait a minute. Show your foot. No. You weren't. What, you watching the stream or not? They go. Oh, Phil.
Look at that.
Oh,
Look how
mate.
bruised that is.
That's awful, Phil. Awful.
And now I'm going to put my leg over my head.
No, you're not. Don't you dare. Honestly, it's like, seriously.
Cheers, mate.
Auntie Lynn, are you really a Carly fan? Yes, I am.
A man's ankle, there's nothing good about a man's foot, is there?
There's nothing. There's no redeeming features about sweaty men's feet, mate. I can't stand looking at them. Don't just, what you...
Can't do it.
Clip
Not like
that.
Prince.
Clip
Like
that. I don't know what the hell was going on there, Phil. I have no idea. Can you imagine how cool it would be if there was no latency? So I could just basically get my piano here.
Well, we need to buy a special.
And I've tried all that. It doesn't work.
No, there's that one interface I told you on Discord about. That Elk is called, and it's supposed to be.
I don't think so. I don't know.
It was because they went from Athens. It works. Look, it's a strange world, Steve. Phil, past few weeks I've been thinking my streams this year will be music and chat. That way I can relax. If you get my drift. Ooh, I do. How come we've not come across each other yet, Gary? I don't understand how I've not followed you before. Anyway, I'm glad I've amended
the
that.
internet is streaming is a very, very vast landscape, guys. So if we've missed people, it's mostly because we've just literally genuinely been doing our own thing. That's the thing. I think. Oh, look at this.
Carry on.
Oh, that's all right. No, it's just like Phil's chatting to. So Miss Wiggles is in the house. How you doing? Karen Roberts, ignore Kylie, you're the star here. Absolutely. I just got you a new kettle, by the way, Karen. A Russell Hobbs one. I was going to send you a picture, but it illuminates blue when it's boiling. It illuminates blue. It's so cool. It's really cool. Miss Wiggles is in the house, as we all know.
Did she break her foot?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't break her foot.
Says I broke my foot. I carried Steve's gear out. I broke my foot.
Oh shit! Karen did, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did she say that?
Not Kylie, mate. I don't know if Kylie broke her foot.
Where did... Put a photo of Karen up instead of Kylie. Much nicer. Thank you, Auntie Lynn. And it is true. I have got pictures of Karen. I can't show... I'm not going to show you all the pictures of Karen because I just... for various reasons. But
40
no,
quid. 40 quid.
Yeah. Where does it say that Karen... Because Karen did break her foot.
Yeah. She said, hi, Phil.
I did something similar, carrying Steve's gear out from a venue, and she did break her foot. Yeah, when her eldest went to university, she came with me, and I did a function at this the Hunter Club. It was up in I can't remember where it was. Where's he going? It just
keep them talking.
Where are you
mate.
going? Where are you going?
Be 1 minute.
What's anyway, yeah, and it was and he was. And Karen was carrying some gear out, and she slipped, and she went poop like that on a shoe, and her shoe just went like that, and it was no, he's not, and I'm going to get rid of that message. No drug mentions, please, guys. Sorry, yeah. So I think that was the main thing. Bury St Edmunds. That's it. Tell him who you gig for. It was for then Jericho. Yeah, and one of the members of Then Jericho. But that's the second one I'd done for them before. Because I remember looking out and the Jasper Stainthorpe, a good friend of mine now, who's played bass for Belinda Carlisle and all these people and everything, and they were there, yeah, and yeah. So then Jericho, I remember I got booked for a private function, and there were all these people that I could recognise that were in this marquee watching me play solo, like, and I remember coming up going, I recognise them. And then, yeah, it was the whole of Then Jericho, the band, was just standing there watching me play in this marquee. And they were really nice chaps as well. So, but yeah, it was a good day. It's funny how then things happen, you know. Things like that just happen like that, you know. You're playing a pub gig and someone comes up to you that you don't realise, you don't know who they are, and they say, can you play my mum's birthday party or something? Or, but you just, you know... That's like the time when I played with Morris, one of the Grumbleweeds. I was telling Phil about that today, about the Grumbleweeds.
You have never seen a man load a dishwasher so quick in your life.
Have you got to get off now? I think you... Should we...
No.
Are you sure? Are you having a good time?
Yeah, I'm all good. No. That was
Call me John's
I'm like, I'm not tidying the kitchen!
You're getting some mod love here from Call Me John. Who's
John!
Who's that ugly dude on your stream? Honestly, the insults, we should be charging by the hour for these. You know?
Anyway.
This is what we would normally do, so it's really cool to do.
So, we got
you know?
to 2013. So,
here he goes, he's up, go on. Yeah, what happened in 2013 then?
Nothing.
When did you actually start doing solo backing track gigs?
I started in 2007. So when I went to the academy for a year in 2006, I wanted to make music my living. So I tinkered in bands for years. I did my originals thing that I told you about, and I was full-time. I had an allowance from the record company for a little while.
You were signed to Atlantic, weren't you? Or
yeah, well, it was to Sony BMG. Anyway.
Right.
But when all that kind of ended, and I just got a normal job. But then I went back to college, as I explained earlier on. And then I was like, right, I need to make music my living somehow. I love playing electric guitar. So, you know, you came to a similar conclusion that I did at the other side of the country, which was I need to go out with backing tracks. So I wanted to play rock kind of music.
I've got a story about that.
Tracks.
Yep, go on.
Yeah, so I started that in 2007, and I stopped doing it around about 2014, which is when I started the looping. So then I did my looping stuff, started gigging with that. So I haven't gone out live with backing tracks for about 8 years.
Wow.
But I thought this was a good thing to be able to do both. And that's how I've come to the both conclusion that I wanted to do. That's it, really.
Yeah, that for me is the ultimate thing. If you're able to create your own backing tracks, which is what I do, and then put them into a looping thing, or use pre-existing backing tracks and do that, and combine live looping as well, then I started doing that as soon as I got the axe. As soon as I got the axe effects, I started looping just the guitar, so that I could do like a Game of Thrones thing or Wicked Game or something, just a very simple sequence. And I loved it. I thought it was so free and easy, like it was liberating to do. But I also still like, I still enjoy the programming aspect, the pre-production, so that you can make the production as good as it can be before you start streaming. And I think that was kind of interesting. Combining the two is something that's difficult for me to do. I'd love to be able to combine this with that. That would mean I would need multiple computers linked up, and that's why when I tried OBS Teleport, I was so excited about doing that, where I was sending my entire stream through, and through to this new PC here, and it just didn't work. It was just crap, absolutely crap, which is a shame because I was gutted. But I'll get it eventually. I will find, I will find a way around that. But it's chat and jam, you chat on your broken feet, and we'll just keep discussing what we were discussing. Okay, Auntie Lynn. And we're getting told off now, Phil.
I love about it. I love it. That's funny.
Sherry Smith Music said, I dislocated mine so bad on my first day of our 10th anniversary in Fiji.
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 Oh,
look, you see, this is the problem. This is the problem. We say about things that we don't like, and then there are people that are doing that in the chat, and then it's difficult. It's difficult. We don't listen. One of my absolute favourite streamers, Gary, is Theodore Elfing, and that's all he does, and he does it so well. So don't take anything that we, especially me, saying you must do it this way, or I love doing it this way. It's because it's just a personal opinion, and ultimately that's all it is. It's a personal opinion. So don't read anything into he's brilliant and a good friend of mine. Theo is fantastic. So it's don't read anything into that. It's like another thing is this whole backing track debate. There is no debate. They've been used for so long. They've been done for so long that that they are an established tool. And I see using backing tracks as a substitute for not having a real drummer and a real bass player and a real keys player. And I see that as an alternative as well. But if you do just a solo acoustic thing and you just do that, then that's cool. One of the things we could do for next time is I have my acoustic guitar that needs restringing, my electroacoustic. You have your electroacoustic, but it depends on the quality that's being sent through from Discord. From you, because I don't want the quality, because the quality from me will be better than you coming through the Discord audio. Do you know what I mean, Phil? Because we could trade songs, like that kind of thing. I think there's lots of scope for interactivity in the future for these kind of things. But I think it was good fun. I think it's good fun.
Yeah.
I think I've had a lot of good fun.
Don't get me wrong, guys. I have all the toy SR16. Do you mean the Alesis SR16, the drum machine?
I had an Alesis SR16.
I used to play my first ever band, working function band, was a 4-piece band and an SR16.
That's gonna. I tell you what. That gives me an amazing story that I've got to tell you. This is an amazing story. I was in 4 bands in the 90s.
You're 18 now.
And I remember walking down when I was in London, in the flat where Gary was living, your mate Gadge, walking down to what was called Kirkdale's Wine Bar. And we were walking past, and it was a blazing hot summer's day. This is how long ago it was. Don't Look Back in Anger had just smashed number 1 by Oasis, right? Absolutely caned it. It was number 1, and that was Oasis were the biggest thing around. So any band I was in, we had to learn that song and play that kind of thing because it would bring the house down. Just like in the early 90s when I was around here and I was gigging, when Smells Like Teen Spirit hit, it was like, oh my God, everyone has to do Smells Like Teen Spirit. And I was walking down the road, literally walking down, and I saw this Kirkdale's Wine Bar. This is in East London, in Leytonstone, right? And I remember looking in there, and there was 2 guys on their own, just two guys, a guitar player and a bass player. Both of them sung, and they had 2 Alesis XR16s or whatever next to them, because I think you could program a maximum of 20 or 40 drum programs into them, and they had 2 of them, one as a backup with all the programs on and like that on there next to them, with a numbered list of all the songs. So one was like Can't Get Enough of Your Love, and 2 was like Smoke on the Water, that kind of thing, right? Of all the songs they could do. And they had about 40 or 50, I can't remember, songs. And I remember thinking, who's the mug here? Because there's a duo. And then she said, oh yeah, we're just doing this as a warm-up gig. We're about to go on a cruise ship. And they sounded absolutely amazing, and they did Don't Look Back in Anger, and the place went ballistic. The place went nuts. And I remember going home thinking, there's something in this. I've got to do this like have a drum machine and backing behind me, and I could never get the tech. That was the problem. I could never get my head. Believe it me, I could never get my head around the tech. And that was the thing. I just remember being so inspired by seeing that, by seeing these two guys, no drummer, no keys, nothing, just bass, guitar, and these LS's 2 drum modules. They're flat grey square. They look like a quad cortex, a miniature quad cortex, don't they? Now,
It's interesting. I was just seeing a couple of comments because Marianne says I'm loving analog though, which is a really good point.
Yeah.
And also Sub talking about live looping. It's cool if you can generate the tracks on the fly fast enough. Some songs with more parts can take time. Like Big Phil Luna's Dream Day. And this is the conversation we've had, isn't it? Is how long. Like I never know whether it's really entertaining to spend, say, 10 minutes on 4 chords while you're building.
I would
up
say
parts and pianos and bass or whether. Do you know what I mean?
I would say no. I would say no, because the reason why I say no is because there are times and places to do chat and jam. Every time I've done a chat and jam and I've sat down and gone, here's my setup, or here's what I'm doing, here's what I've done, and here's what I've done, with like 15 people in the chat, and I'm like, okay, I don't believe that people want to see.
I think everyone's different
behind the scenes all the time. I think they would maybe want to get to the chase, cut to the show us the show. That's my own.
Well, I've said to you before. No, I come from a live world into Twitch. Like it was a case of how quickly can you build the loop? Can you build the track?
That's the thing. If you can do it quickly enough, then yeah.
Nobody wants you in a pub to spend 10 minutes building it up.
I've seen streamers take half an hour to do a loop, and that is insane. So
it works on Twitch, doesn't it? It works on Twitch.
It didn't work for me.
And it was hard to get my head in that space of it's okay to take a little bit more time because it's a long form thing, isn't it? 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever it is. So yeah, I don't know. Horses for courses, isn't it? Whatever you like, I suppose. Whatever flicks your switch.
I think you couldn't live loop Bohemian Rhapsody, or you couldn't live loop Bad Out of Hell, or you couldn't live loop. Well, I know you couldn't live loop Don't Fear the Reaper, because I've seen it, and I know you can't live loop certain tunes. You can take the bits of them and do them. Yeah, that's cool, and for spontaneity, as long as you're going to do it quickly. But for me, it's so. For instance, if I was going to do Wicked Game, then I'd just do a B minor A and an E, and I'd loop it, and then that's cool. Or Hey Joe, if you're going to do it on acoustic, and you could do that. Or any tune that's quick and easy to be looped. But then when you're adding the sprinkles on the top, or you're adding percussion and stuff, as Subza says, as quick as possible, as quick as possible. But once you've done that, where's the camera changes? Where's the lighting? Where's the production? And that's
your
me.
Bag, isn't it?
That's just my love of. That's why I think that I love live loopers, and I love watching live loopers do it. But that's where I just think, okay. And I will always struggle at that, even though I've got Ableton sitting here right now with an APC 40, and you've got your APCs and everything else, and I will always struggle with that thing of, okay, I've got nothing prepared. Like for some of the best streamers that I see do that, Josh Wu and Auto, and Bell and Urado, they'll just from nothing make magic appear, and I can kind of do that. I can kind of get riffs going and stuff, but only if the tracks are going to be quick. And I am working on that. I am working on that kind of thing, but it's always going to be as a side project for me, as opposed to like, well, I might want to do all of Dark Side of the Moon today, or Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Try live looping that. It's impossible. You can't do it. You have to spend time getting the synth sounds right and that right, and you just can't. And I'm always picking the negative on that, but there's thousands of songs that you can live loop well. You do it really well. That's one thing I'll just say in there, folks. That that's why I always like Phil, because he will do the live looping with his acoustic guitar, and then he'll do tunes without any backing at all, just acoustic guitar and vocals, which is a tough gig. And then all of a sudden he'll get the electric on and he's doing Muse, and he's that's right. Yeah, you can. Memster Life says but you can loop your version of the tunes though. Yeah, you can do your own thing. But sure. But that's kind of where I'm like, I want to get it exactly like the record. I want to make it, and that's where my analytical sort of, I don't know, is it Aspie or is it a kind of an Asperger's thing in me or something? I don't know. Is it something that's, I don't know, but I'm just obsessed with. I love making things sound as good as I can make, and I'm still learning. I'm still I'm still learning. And I get things wrong. I don't get it right all the time, and so yeah, it's something that I try very, very hard to expand my repertoire on, and live looping is the new frontier for me to add on, as well as this chatting thing we were saying earlier, Phil, and we were saying about how naked and exposed I feel in this situation, and a reason why I hate it is because, like, what am I going to talk about just chatting like this? And
you found out.
Well, it's better having you when we do it like this. It's much better having a compadre, as it were. That's a really cool thing.
Thanks, Sherry. It wants to be me.
Love that Phil Smyth used. That's where I hope to get with my stream someday. I want to be you when I grow up. Oh, bless you. Well,
I must admit though, yeah, I do. I like I said before, I do like the mixture. So if I can mix it up, because sometimes it's nice to rock out.
Yeah.
And make that look exciting. And I love that aspect of it. I used to do that for years. But then I also love building some loops. I find that really fun. So if I find it fun, hopefully other people will.
Hopefully.
And first, when I went to Ableton, it was like, to do that live, like you're talking about being exposed, it's so true, because it's like so easy to make a mistake, and we're very musicians as a breed, we're very like, you'd be a bit worried and comparing and who's got the biggest APC 40 and all that. Do you know what I mean? But but it's good practice as well. I think it's really good. It's good for the.
Yeah, sometimes, as I say, it's not the first time. It isn't. It won't be the last time that I do them improv guitar things here. It just means moving the axe effects all the way over here and faffing around and doing all that and original. Not a problem.
Cover original.
Cover
I like
original.
That. Streamer having fun makes it. Yeah, it's got to be fun, And the times when it's if it's not fun, it's really, for me, it's really hard to be engaged. I've got to be having fun. What's the point? I've been here for over an hour now. Brilliant change to the norm.
Oh,
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Gary. This was the whole. I said to Phil, I messaged Phil this morning, and I said, Jimmy, how you doing? How you doing, Jimmy? I messaged Phil this morning. I said, I've got an idea. Let's just. I sent him a screenshot of this, and I said, let's just go live this afternoon. And I need to go out. I need to go out and do some jobs. But when we come back, let's go out and just do this. Let's just go live and have a chat about music and some. I saw Philo Bidowi.
I think that's Philo, isn't it?
Philo Bedo. I can.
Philo, is it Philo Bedo? Is that
I saw somewhere that
Steve
Stevens buys and refits these space guns for the Rebel Yell. So I don't know.
How can I make the space gun sound, Steve?
The space gun sound is you just get an overactive flanger and go like that, and if you're in this
can be done.
It can be done. If you're in what you would call it, if you've got an Axe Effects, for example, then you just put in a flanger thing. Sorry, Phil. Yeah. Mo Music Man, can this be a regular?
Yeah,
could be, even though it's been the most unprofitable stream ever, but
We're only
mentally
up to 2014
it's been
at
great.
the moment. We've
Steve,
had fun now.
A Tonecaster says, Steve, I like your very professional backing track approach. I think else it would be impossible to do the Pink Floyd album so accurate and with all the visuals. Yeah, you've got nothing to link it to, so you can't sync video, you can't sync the cameras, you can't sync the... And even if you're in... This is the thing. A good drumming friend of mine at the college, Richard Brooke, who's now the MD for Holly Johnson and has been toured with Go West and everything. He does all the click tracks for the band. And most pro drummers now will play to a click, or they'll have a team of people that will sync stuff to them. But when you're on your own, you really need a DAW. I mean, the ultimate killer of all DAWs is, in my opinion, Reaper, which is free. You can download Reaper right now, and it's fully functioning, and it's and it's fully functioning, and it's the thing. Well, the thing is, Mems to Life, you raise a good point. Another thing, if you get all the fancy tech stuff and every streamer does the same, there's no fun in it. Well, the thing is, and this is the important point, is that every stream, despite me showing Phil how to change cameras using the same software, his stream still looks completely different to mine. And I think based on the personality and the playing style and the vocal style and the backdrop, there will be originality in all. But I do see a lot, and I am not an authority on anything here, trust me, but I do see a lot of people just sitting in front with one camera and talking. And so there's got to be something in that as well. There has to be something in doing that. So my quest for 2023 is to find a technical solution to being able to do that for 5 or 6 songs, and then come and sit down and maybe give Phil a ring on Discord and we have a chat for a bit, or I chat to my audience and do something here, some live looping here, and then get back up there when someone... Because I'll tell you the thought, when I was in the beginning of October, I was doing a green screen stream, and I was sitting down talking, and somebody in the chat said, can you do another brick in the wall? And I thought I could actually just get a loop and actually just go, okay, and then and loop something, right? And I could just get some loop. And I thought, all the while I'm thinking, yes, I can do that. I've got that. It's ready to go. But I can't change formats because of the technical limitations. So that's something that I'm trying to overcome at the moment. Yes, I could stick another webcam in there on the other PC, on the stream PC, and come and sit down and stuff. But I would really like it to be 2 separate machines. And that's where that was the letdown for me. That was a real letdown.
I see a question.
Go on.
Zara asks, what do you guys think of the Kemper? If it fits. I used a Kemper. I gigged with a Kemper for 4 or 5 years, and it's a brilliant.
My best friend Frosty has just done a tour with Merrill Osmond, one of the Osmonds, and all he's toured with is a Kemper Profiler. So if you like a Kemper, and Phil Smyth here is a massive Line 6 Helix fan.
I sold my Kemper to go to Helix.
He said Helix, if you like them and you can make them work for you,
I'm air frying.
Go for
it. The main reason I went to Helix is because I wanted the editor. They didn't have the editor at the time in the Kemper, and I wanted an online editor. I didn't want to go subsection 4, sector G, menu 7, and for me, it didn't work for my brain very well.
That's the thing that made me switch. Hey, Air Fryer, how you doing? Air Fryer, where's Air Fryer? Fries, Turkish delight, full of Eastern promise. Thumbik says, I started writing again for New Year's resolution, got Reaper to try, cracking piece of kit, ended up getting the license straight away. Yeah, the only reason why I bought Reaper, Thumbik, was because it was the only one that could reliably talk to OBS before I had loopback on my other system. I've got UR824s and a Furman and a UR44, but the UR22s don't have loopback. And I think that you need, in this day and age, you need loopback and two inputs, two high Z and mic XLR inputs. That's an absolute. I'd say it's a necessity, because loopback means that you can just click one button and you're done, and everything comes through, and it just works. And I think that, of course, you could use Restream and use the Restream plugin from Reaper to OBS. That will work fine as well, but you're still limited. And things like this today. Hey, my pals, how you doing? Hey, Steve, better late than never.
Pals, good sir.
My pals is in the house. I think things like today, where we are having a Discord with Phil, would be a pain in the arse if you were going to do it without loopback. And today it has been literally click a button and I am ready to go. And all I have to do is capture that window, which we need to do on Zoom. It may be better quality on Zoom, Phil. The reason why we didn't do it on Zoom is because Phil has forgotten his login details, because it's been so long since.
No, I got a minute.
And we used Zoom before because Discord wouldn't work on his Mac
I'll
M1,
tell you why.
Wouldn't it?
Because when I had my Academy of Music and Sound account, you could use Zoom all day, but now they've limited it to 30-minute sessions, and then you got to log in again. And
look who's coming in! Look who's coming in! Tom in Boston.
Hey!
Tom in Boston, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome so much. We love Tom in Boston here. Thank you so much. So you're saying, Tommy says, don't buy a Mac. Thank you so much, Rico, for doing the raiding command. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Tom. Thank you so much for my pals for gifting the sub to Alien Bart. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much. We've got 115 people. Thank you so much for coming in. If you've never never seen this before, you see what I mean? You've never seen this before, then please, can you click Ionian Bunny, thank you so much. Good to see you. Can you click the raid command?
And then Hazel
Hazel's coming in. Oh, the fantastic Hazel. Thank you so much for being a forward follower, clever girl. Thank you so much. Hazel, hello.
The wife wants to say hello to all the Raiders.
Hazel, we've got Raiders from Tom in Boston. Can you wave to Tom in Boston? Can we wave to Tom in Boston? Hello, Tom.
Hi.
We love you, Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, can mods give a massive shout out to hey Tree Farmer Charlie, thank you, cheers in the chat. Can you get a massive shout out to Tom in Boston? And also, can I just make an announcement, please, that we're having a joint chat stream today with Philly Idol, the amazing Phil Smyth music over there. And can you please make sure you type in !PP to get rid of the raid tag, because I'm trying for partner and it would be amazing if we got that this year. So can you make sure that you click off or click through, whatever you need to do, and also go and check out Tom in Boston. If you want to see somebody playing an acoustic guitar properly, he makes my fingers ache just by watching him. And if you've never seen someone play an acoustic guitar properly, then you need to check out Tom in Boston.
Got my respect, I'll tell you that.
Really cool.
Got my respect.
Hazel, I love your purple scarf.
Thank you.
Wow.
Hazel's been working all day out, saving lives in the community, haven't you?
Yes.
Making lives better.
My pleasure, Tom. Tom, we love you, and thank you so much for bringing your community over. It is an amazing thing. Please, guys, !PP in the chat to remove the raid tag. It makes a massive difference to the average viewer count. Thank you so much. Tom also has the bootiest of shorts. What gets me about Tom is that I just wish... Thank you, Clever Girl, for the follow. Thank you. I just wish I had as much hair as he has, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what to do, because I look at my chest hair and I can name my chest hairs by the members of the Beatles, John, Paul, George and Ringo. But whereas Tom, he names his members after the members of UB40. There's like over 80 members there. It's ridiculous. He's so manly and hairy. I'm 47 years old. What the hell went wrong? I try and grow a beard, and it looks like I got bits of Marmite stuck on my face. Look, you know. So if you want to see somebody play acoustic guitar really well, and he looks manly, go see Tommy Boston. Like that. Do you remember that thing when Harrison Ford comes on and Jack Whitehall says, whereas Harrison here, when he finishes for the day, most people relax and go for a stream and go and chill out. Whereas Harrison, when he finishes, he cracks open a beer and builds a shed. I reckon that's what Tom does.
Auntie Lynn's got a question.
Go for it.
Hazel, were you impressed with Phil showing off in front of you on the trampoline?
Ah, yes, because he's been moaning all day about his foot. Go, Hazel.
He was like, come on, Hazel, come on, you can do this. You can go on the stunt box. Come on, you can do it. I was like, no. And he does it several times more to try and encourage me to do it, and he fell off backwards, didn't he? I think he's the first 48-year-old in the accident booklet.
Was it a kids' play thing then? Was it a play centre?
Put it this way.
We took the kids to a trampoline park, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm the idiot who twisted his ankle.
Oh, Phil.
And that's really bad as well. Like, look at it. Luckily, she's a nurse. She's going to look after me.
Oh, you're in safe hands, mate. I bet she's looking at it now. Look at this, look. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this, look. Oh, Phil.
Ah!
Look at his face. Look, the little girl. Look at him. Look, whining and moaning. Look.
Ah!
Stop it.
My pals. You a big
yeah.
I am in. Look at it though. It's all bruised.
Phil, can you ask Hazel? Do you reckon he could benefit from an inflatable boot?
Yeah.
To just.
One of those inflatable Zimmer frames.
Yeah.
You don't strap anymore, Auntie Lynn. You don't, do you? You let it manipulate.
Tree Farmer Charlie, welcome in. Thank you. Hey, Jimmy. How you doing? Thank you so much. Walkie Talkie Die Hard, thank you for the forward follow. Thank you so much. Welcome to the community. Today we're doing something extremely different. Today we have the amazing streamer and musician on Phil Smyth Music, and also his lovely wife Hazel has just popped into the view, which is also really cool as well. But yeah, thank you so much for saying hello. Thank you so much indeed, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, that's fantastic. Phil, go on. You were saying...
I'm very close.
Go on.
I'm very close to 3.9k, 3.8k. What am I at?
Follows?
I love people to follow me.
Really? We need to get some follows for you, Phil, because we need to... I mean,
close.
I don't think you're going
to... 8 away. Imagine that.
Guys, can we you see that at the top there, that says Phil Smyth Music, this thing here, right? This one here, look, this one here, look, guys, I'm going to put this to the centre for the minute.
Fair enough. This one. If you don't, I understand.
If you go to Phil Smyth Music here, he's 8 followers away. 8 followers. If 8 of you could click the follow. Phil, check your OBS. Are you getting any alerts? See if we can get 8 follows to get you over that hurdle.
Nothing.
Come on, we will. We'll get you there. Come on, don't be like that.
I think it's fair enough, isn't it?
Don't.
I think it's
Stop being like that and listen to me.
Right.
We're trying to... Listen, I had you on this stream today. I had you on there because I don't have anyone else on.
You haven't.
No.
You have Rico next week.
No, listen. We'll see who we can get on, but we'll probably make this... Sometimes we'll do this a regular thing. We don't know. What do you think, chat? Do you think this is a good thing? Is it just sitting there and chewing the clod? You know? Chewing the what? Question, Steve. Phil, can you answer this from Jimmy Neutron?
Yep.
Question, Steve. Does the host command not work anymore?
No, there is no hosting on Twitch anymore. They disabled that, didn't they?
They did take it down.
You can't host anymore. So we found out a real shame. They got rid of the friends, but you used to be able to see all your mates and what streams they were watching and all that. You should go in and hang out. They don't do that anymore either.
No. They didn't. That was the friends thing that you know.
I used to enjoy that, but yeah, the host thing's been disabled totally.
Oh, that's
a shame.
Well, they've
anything to do with that bum. Cheers, John.
Yeah, they've had. they've had a bit of a change. They've changed quite a few things around in the last couple of year, and in the last year since I've been streaming on Twitch, they've changed loads of stuff. So,
that's it. Yeah, no.
You will not be disappointed if you hit the follow button. Come on, just do it. Thank you, my pals. Thank you so much. Hi, Phil.
Phil's beautiful
wife. Well,
it's John. It's Hazel, everyone.
Hazel.
There you go. Hazel says, "Follow Phil."
We need to see more Highland Fling dancing as well. That was a fantastic. Fantastic. I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
Well, we may well do. We may well do. Coming up.
Hey, Phil, look behind you. Look behind you.
Megan.
I know. Don't.
Meg, see, Meg never comes into my room, into my studio.
My pals, thank you so much for your 12-month sub. Thank you so much indeed. That's very kind of you, sir.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
mate. 12 months following the man.
12
Brilliant.
months following me, a year. It's a full rotation. Thank you so much. Oh, look at that doggy. I love them. Love doggies. Hazel could do a coffee chat stream. It's just something different today. What we've decided to do is just have a chat, have two people on, and people can just come in and we can just... No guitars, no music. We can just chat and just do. And it's something I may not do again. I may do again. We never know. We never know what's going to happen. But it's to say we keep it as a one-off. And you know, seriously, if you're from a raid, all you need to do is just do this, guys. Just click this link here.
Trying to get the right amount of blue.
And it's tricky, isn't it, to try and get the lighting right. You need to add a bit more green. Green will bring out... There you go, see? Green will lessen the blue colour. So,
oh, yeah. That's a good tip.
Well, you know, you pick up some things with me every now and again. He knows what's going on. You know. So, yeah. There's 128 in the stream, or 127.6 or whatever. But the main thing is what we're trying to do is we know it would be great if we can actually get rid of the raid tag, because otherwise that doesn't count. The actual... you know, the average viewer count doesn't count. So at the moment, the average viewer count needs to come up just a little bit, guys. So
thank you, my pals.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's nice to see you doing this, especially with Phil. Who else can I have on? It's well known. As Hazel says, we chat like a couple of old ladies. We do, don't we? Though we do set the world to rights, though, Phil.
We do. Someone should ask us a question.
Go for it.
We should finish it up with a Q&A, shouldn't we?
Okay.
How long have you been going? 2.5 hours.
I know. Don't shut up.
Flipping heck. 2.5 hours of this. It's just entertainment. It must be.
But look, it's
who knew?
Two streamers coming together and doing nothing but talking. That's the way we do things, you know, now and again. Now and on, you know, maybe we'll do a regular thing. We don't know, but please click that. Make sure you please click that thing, that raid tag. Get rid of that raid tag, please. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Go for it. Q&As. Are you a Taylor man? Gary's Music's asking, are you a Taylor man? What acoustic guitar are you?
Hey, I've got a 314 CE here, man.
You got a Taylor? I never knew you had a Taylor. I thought you had a mate on.
I've got this Taylor. I've had this one for you. This is my... it's a great guitar. Really, really nice. I bought this from the local guitar shop, from the owner of the shop. So I knew it was going to be... a good one.
Yeah.
And I've had this... God, it must be about 15 years. But I found... What I was doing, I used this live a lot. And then I was on YouTube one day and I saw an Australian loop artist who lives in Nashville called Carl Wachner.
Oh.
And he had this tiny guitar. And I was like, what is that? Like, that could be perfect for me. And I looked closer and it was an Australian make, a Maton. I had never knew Maton before then. So I did my research, my due diligence, as they say. There's a Maton dealer where I live in Exeter, and they had this one. This is the EM6, and this has become my number one because obviously it's a travel size guitar, right? And when it's not plugged in, obviously there's no bottom end to it whatsoever. It's very, not very loud, obviously.
But it's got a nice bit of poke, and it fits well with vocals as well.
When you plug it in, because of this AP5 pickup system in it, it sounds massive. Yeah, Tommy's preference, mate. Yes. So I always use this guitar live. If I have to plug in, I will always use this guitar. On Friday this week, I'm actually playing at a funeral. Believe it or not.
I thought you'd done that already. Why did I think you'd done that already?
It's this Friday. No, I can't. I can't plug in there, so I have to use the Taylor.
I see. So you're not taking it. You're not taking an acoustic. You're just doing it all acoustic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they want. So
No PA or nothing. You're just coming in with your acoustic and you're going to sing like unamplified.
Acapulco. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I've mentioned for a few weeks now. I know. I'm nervous. Oh, but
Are you really?
I love those air amps. Anyway, sorry.
No. With an air, it would sound amazing. I don't know about AERs.
They're amazing.
They make acoustic. They make acoustic amps, don't they? I think.
They are beauties, mate. I've got a PA. I use a Turbo Sound IP2000, which is one of those array systems, which has got like the one sub and the tall kind of 16 mini relay.
Yeah, I see. Gary's Music saying they're first class, Steve. I think I have seen AER. I have seen the name, so I'm kind of aware of them. Yeah, but I think that would be something that's a little out of my jurisdiction because, as we all know, I can't stand acoustic guitars. I love it when other people play them, like you. When you play them, they sound great, and when Tommy Emmanuel plays them, they sound great. But I think,
that's the great man. Thanks, mate.
No, you are good though, Phil. Come on.
Good question here for Mo. Question for both. First guitar and first song learned. Well, I can answer mine. Who's going first?
You first, Phil.
Okay. The first guitar I owned was a nylon-stringed classical guitar that my dad found for me in the paper back in the day. Mm-hmm. Just a second-hand action as high as, do you know what I mean, as anything. And on that, because we used to keep foreign students in our house, we had a student living with us for 6 months from Switzerland. He bought a guitar. This is how I started playing guitar. He brought his guitar along. So that was a Hohner acoustic. So I did play on that, but it wasn't mine. I had this nylon string that I had for about 2 or 3 years. Do you know what I mean? It was a long time, and it was House of the Rising Sun.
Oh.
That was my first song. Oh. So why I had a song with F in it, I have no idea, but can you imagine learning F on a nylon string high action acoustic guitar or classical guitar? I'll tell you what, when I went to acoustic, because when my mate left and he left that Hohner acoustic with me, oh, this is easier. It was like, I can play F quite easily.
Right. That would. I think that's getting back to that because I'm left-handed, and I have very small hands, so I think okay, I really need to make sure that my guitars are. I don't want to uncondition my playing, so I don't want to have 13 gauge strings with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Look how heavy and high my action is type. That's me, because I want the guitar to sound good, and I think about between 0.5 and a mil of action for electrics, and for acoustics they're always best when you get a sledgehammer and smash them up and then put them on a fire. No, they're always good when they're...
Are you going to tell me your first song or what?
The first song I ever learnt to play. Call Me John. We're going to talk about theory. You'll pick it up along the way after that. Look at Call Me John's question, Pete. Phil, have a think about that while I answer this one.
Love it.
Can you put some light on behind you as well?
Me? Yeah.
Steve, Philo Bedoui thingy says, do you do Eric Johnson's Manhattan? I know Manhattan. I know how to play it, but I don't gig it. No, sorry. First guitar song I ever learnt probably would have been House of the Rising Sun.
What?
And I'll tell you for why. The actual very first song I ever learnt was because it was my sister's acoustic that we found in the loft, and years prior to that I tried to play guitar, and I went into the music shop, and Jack Jacobs, who owned Magic Music in the local music shop, said to my mum, is he left-handed or right-handed? And they said, he's left-handed, and he gave me a classical guitar, and I'm holding it this way, and I just can't get my fingers, I just can't get it happening. I gave up with it, because we had guitar lessons at school, Mr. Fousey at the school up the road, St. Clair's, and I didn't... And I couldn't get on with it. And 2 weeks later, my mum shopped it back. And then I found my sister's a classical in the loft. and it was a right-handed one, and it had a chord book in it with chords, and the first chord I learned was A minor. And so it was an A minor, C, D, and then that weird one that we couldn't do when we first start, which is an F, when you have to bar or just bar the top, which was bonkers for me. And knowing the individual names of the notes took years to figure out what I was doing. But that was kind of, I think it's the same thing. I think it was, forced to play left-handed trauma. Not for me, it wasn't forced. It was more of a conscious decision. I found that by playing my sister's classical, I had a stronger left hand, and really all this needs to do is just go up and down. And I discovered finger picking and the claw hammer technique, where you're doing the bass with the thumb and the middle bit with the chords and the melody with the top. Later on, I discovered all that. But my picking hand is still, believe it or not, my weakest thing. Jim on keyboards from Glasgow, welcome in. My first song to doing fingerpicking was Streets of London. That's Ralph McTell.
In my first 6 months, yes.
So how can you tell me you're lonely?
Every party my mum and dad had, they'd be like,
do Streets of London.
Go get the guitar, Phil. Yeah. Can you play Streets of London?
It's good though, isn't it? It's a great tune.
That all the time, you know what I mean?
It's absolutely brilliant. It's such a great thing to have, and when you are doing family gatherings, and they always say go and get the actual get the thing in. So
Kids,
no, I know you don't want to do that in front of your parents, do you? You don't want to actually, you don't want to do that, but you just Phil,
it was great to go from when I went from because I'd learnt sort of folky stuff, John Denver, Streets of London, simple stuff. And then I found the Sex Pistols, right, and I got into punk music, and that the high energy of that, the power chords, and I loved all that. Then I found Live and Dangerous, Thin Lizzy, and I was just like,
one of the best live albums ever.
I couldn't believe what I was
Have
hearing.
you ever heard UFO, Strangers in the Night?
Strangers in the Night.
A very young Michael Schenker on guitar. If you've not heard UFO, Strangers in the Night, you should check that out, Phil. It's probably on, Let It Roll and Mother Mary, Shoot Shoot, Rock Bottom. These are absolute classics. These are absolute belters. But the number one live album that done it for me was the one that you're saying as well. And I bet you had the VHS of it as well, Live at the Rainbow.
And it wasn't the same as the album.
No.
And I couldn't ever work it out.
We used to drive past when we had a residency in Camden Town. Every Sunday afternoon, we used to drive past what was formerly the Rainbow Theatre. And it was all run down and boarded up. This was in the 90s. And it was a shame that only 15 years earlier, it was a burgeoning, the place to play in London.
Oh, mate, it was so formative for me. I said to you before, Live and Dangerous, I can sing every note.
Yeah.
I know every single bit of that album.
What a feel-good song. What a feel-good song, Rosalie. They told that old Bob Seger classic. So good, isn't it? Brian Robertson and I played with Scott Gorham when he came. I played The Boys Are Back in Town with Scott Gorham when he came to the Guitar Institute, and I played the Ace of Spades with Wurzel from Motorhead as well. We all did in the class. That was one of our things with live performance workshops at MI, and it was fantastic to see, because Scott Gorham's the kind of person that just walks in a room and he's already won the gig. He walks on stage and he's already won the gig before he's even played a note. And then he plays great as well. Whereas someone like Gary Moore, who looks like he's, or someone like Brian Robertson, they don't kind of look as photogenic as Scott Gorham does in the Lizzie days when he was all tall and resplendent in red. And he just looks rock and roll. He just looks totally, with the deluxe pickups on the Gibson, the deluxe, everything about it just oozed rock and roll. That is the image of a 70s classic rocker. But everything about that album, I said, baby, 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 baby. Yeah, well, that Philo says saw Gorham with John Sykes. I remember when he came, he was doing his 21 Gun Salute album, so that was kind of 20. Yeah, that was, and I literally was sitting him as close to him in the bar afterwards, as he was here, and it was the same with Chad Smith when I played with Chad when he was doing the jams. It was the same thing, and they were in the pub saying, "You make sure you tell people that you've played with me if it does you any good, if it helps you use my name." And I'm like, "Oh wow, thank you." It was like, and I only jammed with him. He was like, he'd come in to do a clinic, and he said, "Is there any guitar players?" And I was like, "Yeah." Well, like that, you know. Same with Bernard Purdy. When that was the thing with the Guitar Institute, we got to see these different aspects of these famous people and how they operated, you know, and. But that is always stuck in my mind about watching that Rainbow concert. Scott Gorham just absolutely nailing just the whole vibe. You know what I mean?
We're just about to do some exercise. Here we go.
Oh, who's doing exercise? You? Have you got to do your leg exercises?
With me, no, She's about to go and do a workout.
You're about to do a workout? What, Highland? Are you doing a... Yeah, there she goes!
Yay!
Superb.
Has anybody got any Irish in them?
Is there anybody got like a bit more Irish in them? Oh, I love that. Here's a song I want to do. It's a song called The Rocker. Jim on Keyboards asks, Steve, have you ever jammed with Bob Floyd? I haven't. I don't know who Bob Floyd is. Sorry. I jammed with Herbie.
Gary's from Scotland. I was telling him about your dad and his bagpipes.
Oh, is he not going to come in and do the bagpipes, Hazel? Because Phil was like, oh.
So. Phil, I'm not the only one.
No, but I thought Phil was instantly dismissive, like no, like that. And I was like, I thought, well, ask Hazel while she's in here. Bring in the bagpipes.
We all know how he plays bagpipes. He'd play the bagpipes, and Hazel would do the dance in the.
I haven't, Philo. No, I haven't been to any Vibe for Philo gigs. No. But I know loads of people. I know quite a few people, several people who do the Rory Gallagher festival over in Ireland every year. Paul Rose and people like that. So it'll be good. I'll tell you, every now and again, it would be.
Question.
Is that Sherry Smith saying, Steve Ford? Did I miss this? What is your favourite song to play on Twitch?
That's a good question, Sherry. I like that.
Well done. Me. I don't know. I just look, I love doing the classic rocks, but I love doing my own music as well. So it would have to be a two-parter. I love playing Time Traveller. And I love playing... It's the thing. Because I keep my set quite small for purposefully. So, and Subzerg's asking, the first song I played live on Twitch, that was Time Traveller. That was the first song I ever played, and there was 0 people in the chat. It wasn't like that. It was none. 0. Like this. None. And if it weren't for Kenny, then I'd have been screwed. If it weren't for that, him giving me a raid, that would have been the end of that. I'd just be streaming to 3 people to this day. So, and Peter Northcote. So the first song I ever played was Time Traveller on stream. But I think I still do genuinely like playing Don't Fear the Reaper. It's got to be for me. It's the ultimate classic. I know people make fun of it with the cowbell, but I don't care. I love my 80s and 70s rock. I couldn't care. I love it. I really do. Steve, do you do Moroccan Sunset by Satch? No, I don't. It's just the way I'm standing. And I need to do more Strange Kind of Life, definitely, Jimmy. Yeah. Jim on Keyboards, he's from Benidorm and does all the Pink Floyd songs and travels the world. But his favourite venue he plays in a lot is the Cavern. All right. I played the Cavern. Cool. I played the Cavern twice, I think. Cavern Club, the new one. I can't think. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But, hey Maloney, you're back again. How you doing? There's a lot of people lurking. I can't see many people in there, but it's great. We just had an amazing raid from Tom in Boston. That was absolutely bonkers. Do you do any kind of stretching? Is that like scratching? or I'm not too sure.
Stretching.
Oh, stretching. Yeah, I do stretching. There you
I've had
go.
a few questions. I keep missing them.
There you go. Done. That's it. That's
Not
my
with my
exercise.
foot, mate. Not with my foot.
What about his bloody foot? That teach
How
you
do
to go
warm
to a
up?
kid's.
I know, mate. How do you warm up? John's asking it. How do you warm up?
Imagine you
Slow
got
blues.
put elastic bands on the ends of your fingers here, like this.
Oh, get on, sub.
Right. Look at this. I'll show you. There you go. Like that. If you imagine you get loads of elastic bands on the ends of you like that, and start out gently and just do this. Seriously, watch this. Get them on the ends of your fingers. Don't put them up here where it's easy to do, like this. Get them on the end, like the second between the joint, like that, and then just do this. Like that.
Oh.
That's content on Twitch. Look at that. But make
Clip
sure that every finger is getting it. Don't just leave it to the third or foot line, because we've only got one tendon in the third finger, and we've got these are what we would call our archer's bow, our archer's fingers, because you would get more compensation in Middle Ages if your fingers were cut off here and you lost these two, than because you're not able to fire an arrow. You need these are your archer's fingers. And so you need. It's easy. Don't pay any attention. Now I'm going to tell you a story about Chopin, because Chopin tried to invent a gauntlet that stopped his fingers from moving. So if you see my third finger and the fourth one's moving, he tried to invent a gauntlet that went over so he could just work on the finger strength like that, and he ended up damaging his hands and he couldn't play.
Oh, is that right? No, because it's not meant to do that, is it?
You're not meant to. When you pull one finger down, you'll see the other one wants to pull with it, and they're all meant to be connected. They've got these finger. Remember, you get them grip masters and all this junk.
Yeah, the grip masters.
Put them in the bin. They're not meant to muck about with the geometry of the human body anatomy. You're not meant to work one. It's an all thing. It's the wrists and everything. It's an all over thing. And if you start mucking about with all that, like if it's like click finger on the mouse, I don't. I purposely use. You can see. Look, my left hand. I use the mouse with my right hand, even though I'm left-handed. I forced myself to use, and I only do it so that my hand goes down, and then say, "Hello, ducky." No, I'm only joking. But when my hand goes down like that, I'm a teapot. No, shut up. Look, I'm mucking about. But your hand's supposed to go down, right? Subsequently upsetting the LGBT community in the process. And I love you all dearly. Listen.
What is this, Burning Manning?
But you go down like this, like that. If you have your wrist so it's down like that, you're heading for problems. You have to have it up above like that and move the mouse like that. Don't angle your wrist down. Trust me. All right. Phil, can you do the silly thing by the Sex Pistols? Phil, if you want to perform,
silly thing.
if you want to do an acoustic,
nah.
Yeah, if you want to do an acoustic tune, Phil, go for it.
Just before I do anything, I just want to say, Sherry, vocal warm up I always use on it's on YouTube, Spotify, Jacob's Vocal Academy. Jacob's Vocal Academy, and there's a 10-minute warm up that he does all the time. Or that I repeat all the time. So pre-stream, pre-gig, I always use that.
As in Jacob Collier?
No, just now someone different. But Jacob's Vocal Academy, they have got tons of exercises on there. It's all on YouTube. It's fantastic. I would highly recommend that.
Oh, that's worth checking out then. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, mate.
Well, feel free if you want to perform a song, Phil.
No pressure.
No, you don't have to. It's all right. You don't have to.
I can't even remember it. You see, you can get. I just remember the. Oh, hang on. Mind your ears, everyone. Ah!
Do you want me to turn my music? Let me just turn my background music off.
That. Oh, you silly thing. You really gone and done it now. That's it. Oh, I'm way out of tune. I'm way out. Hang on a minute here. You can't have that, can you? You've got to be in tune. Turn the wrong channel
If you've just joined us, you're watching Dave Mustaine and Corey Clark Jr. Presenting the MTV Awards. Apparently.
You all right? Purple weights are down there. Just because she's using weights.
Are you going to be accompanying Hazel on this warm-up? Oh, yes.
Oh, you silly thing. You really got it done it now. Oh, you silly thing. Simple, isn't it? I don't think they played it like that. Done it now.
Thank you so much, Phil Smyth, for being my amazing guest on today's.
Has it worked? I think we've had fun, haven't we?
I've had a great time. I've had an absolutely smashing time. It's been so much good. Thank you so much to Tom in Boston for the raid. I'm just going to run through all the new follows. And Cat the Stock, I cheered 100 bits. That's been amazing. I owe you 100 bits, Phil. And I think Poi Poi Palaboy gave me. Okay, let's just do the follows. There's been loads of new follows coming in. Thank you, Gary's Music, Cutie Pie, Mr. NR Covers, the Stream Scribe has given me a follow. Finally, thank you so much indeed.
Carlo,
Rusty Jewy has resubscribed with Prime. They've been subscribed for 3 months. Thanks for your replies and advices. I really enjoy that. No problem, Rusty Jewy. Tom in Boston came through with a party of 80 viewers. You legend. Thank you so much indeed. My pal's gifted a 1 month sub to Aileen Bart. Enjoy your sub commands when I'm streaming properly and not doing this fun stuff. Clever Girl 92, thank you for the follow. Walkie Talkie Die Hard, thank you for the follow. My Pals has resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1 for 12 months. Thank you so much, My Pals, you legend. Thank you so much. It's too many follows here. I can't get through them all. Thank you so much, guys. It's been a fantastic day. I'm having an absolute blast with the amazing Phil Smyth. If you have just joined me, we're coming to the end, nearly at the end of our stream. Call me John. Thank you so much for your sub.
I need to thank Rico for resubbing.
Is Rico resubbed to you?
Bits per second for the follow. Rusty Joe for the follow. Thumbpick for the follow. Jessica Rabbit 78 for the follow. That's it.
Good. Okay. How many? Have you got 8 follows yet? Have you smashed your thing that you need?
No.
Oh no!
Still need 8. Still need 8.
You still need 8 more follows.
Yeah.
No, you can't do. You got new follows today, didn't you?
Well, no. When I asked for it, I still needed 8. Yeah, just still.
Okay. So, guys, if you're looking to follow an amazing streamer and you've come into my stream or you've seen me from my front page promotions over the last 5 weeks, please make sure you check out the only streamer that I consider to be a cut above, and that is the fantastic Phil Smyth Music. And he is part of Team Musical Pros, and he is a part of Team Vamu. I am also a part of Team Vamu as well. Thank you to Cynthia and the guys at the Tangerine Club for getting us in. You are legends, all of you, and there are some amazing streamers in both those groups. The Jukesters, Kenny's Broad Jukebox, go check them out. They're amazing. And Team Vamu, which has Josh Wu and so many amazing streamers in there as well, including me and Phil. Boom. So please give those a check out as well and give them a follow. Thank you so much indeed, Call Me John, for resubscribing. You've been subscribed for 3 months. Gary's Music, when you guys back on live.
Team Vamu, fellow Team Vamu.
Fellow Team Vamu, there go. Co-Team Vamu, okay. Gary's Music, if you're not following Gary's Music, please go and follow Gary's Music, indeed. Phil, would you like to tell all my community when you are streaming this week? Go.
I am going to be streaming tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's 11 or 12 yet.
Okay.
But I know, obviously, my usual days of Wednesday at 12 o'clock UK time, Thursday UK time, 12 o'clock. I was going to stream later tonight, but I've got a sore foot and I want to get my light.
That's the worst excuse I've ever heard, ever. Of all the excuses, I was gonna go and get washed, but I've got a sore foot. Just like, what the hell are you thinking? Don't ever say anything like that again. All right?
A sore foot. but I want to do my lights, so I want to get all that
Oh,
done.
he wants
so
to
I'm gonna
fiddle
be on-
about. Ever since I've shown him how to program DMX lights in ShowBuddy and program them to the backing tracks, and then program the camera changes. That's all he wants to do is sit there and fiddle with that. I said, just do it. If you're streaming tonight, we can all bundle in and come and see you. But if you're not, if you're streaming tomorrow, then we'll also do the same and we'll all come in and see you. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'm also a mod in Phil's channel as well, so you can see me in the chat as well. Make sure that you follow Phil
When are you
Smyth if you're
streaming
not
next?
doing it. Me, I will be streaming tomorrow daytime, afternoon.
So I'll probably end up raiding you then.
Probably. It depends on what time you're going on. I'll probably go on a little later than you. I may go on about 2, 3. And Butters McGee, welcome in. It sounds like a crappy excuse.
It's true. I got a sore foot.
Yeah, right. Okay, all right. So yeah, tech stuff is so fun. Wish I were awake for most of Phil Smyth's stream. You can catch his VOD, but honestly, he does it all.
I am planning an evening stream, so I am planning one. And Monday's going to be my best evening. If I get enough, well, hey, do it. I will start next week. I will start on Monday evening next week.
Okay, cool.
If that's what people want, I will do it.
Yeah, definitely, defo do it, mate. Because if you can, I mean, I'm thinking of, I'm moving at the moment. I'm shifting my times all over the place. It's usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. GMT, but at the moment I'm streaming in the afternoons as well, and sometimes in the evening. Just depends on what my schedule is going like at the moment. So, Rico, when are you streaming now? We need to get Rico streaming. We love Rico.
We should get him on one of these three-way chat.
Have a three-way with Rico.
We'll be a thruple. Why are you playing Freddie Mercury?
Wait a minute. Thank
you, Marianne.
Wait. Look, this is a bad I'm at looping. Right, wait.
Here we go, everyone.
Wait.
3 hours, by the way.
Wait.
He's doing it. He's looping on stream. I never thought I'd see the day.
Oh yeah.
Hibbity hop, hippity hip hop, hibbity bop, can't stop. And if I can check it, the chang chang chang, the ding ding boom. Chang chang chang, the chang chang kebab. What's that grease thing? A wop bam boom, a wop bam boom. Chang 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 Japan up. We'll always be together.
There you go. Proof that I can live loop. Okay. The Sugar Hill Gang. It's gonna be an interesting year this year.
Yeah.
Now, Gary's Music is just quickly asking, quick question. You're both using a cloud lifter or similar? We are both using the Fethead. As you can see, I've got mine plugged in here. I usually plug it into my mixer, but I can't plug it into my audio interface because the Vovox, this cable is like £220. And this is Vovox XLR cable, and it's really sensitive, and it doesn't like being plugged in after the cable, so it's plugged in at the front here. But yes, we use the Fethead, and we recommend the Fethead because they're £63 as opposed to 120, and you don't need any more XLR cables at all. So you can just plug it in here or plug it into your audio interface and then plug your mic lead in, as what Miss Wiggles does, Karen Orbis. She does the same thing. So
and it's 27 dB.
27 dB as opposed to 26 or 25 on the cloud lifter. And I think it gives a little warm roll-off, don't you? I think it gives a little on the top. It makes it sound a little bit more commercial. Coming to a cinema near you soon.
Difference, because we talked for ages, didn't we, about these mics? And like,
because we see everyone's got a Secret Labs chair and everyone's got an SM7B. Everyone, and I'm like, why? Well, yeah, Fethead. It's for dynamic microphones, really. That's it. Cheers, Phil. And we keep making a joke about it in the chat. Me and Phil keep saying it and say, "Yeah, I'm going to get an SM7B and a Secret Labs chair. I'm definitely going to get one." And then Phil will reply with partner. Yeah. So hey Proton, how you doing?
You need a secret
Your
labs
secret
chair.
labs chair.
Pro streamer.
That's
Pro
it.
streamer.
Oh, show my belly. There you go. Yeah, secret labs chair and an SM7B, and then you got to have the APC 40 and an Ableton, the Ableton, so you can do that. So you can basically.
Clock Technic CM1. I don't know that, mate. I'll check it out. Oh, belly. I got one of those. Says Bo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure. Can you show your hands together and say thank you to Phil Smyth for joining me on the stream today? He is an absolute legend. Put your hands together, please. Come on. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much indeed, guys. Thank you so much to all your follows and for all your subs. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You can catch Phil Smyth tomorrow. He will be laying it up. He will be throwing it down. And he is the guy. He is the man. We love Phil. And thank you for joining me on my stream today. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much indeed. Much appreciated. And we will be back soon. You go into the voice your opinions in the Discord and show us what you think with the forward followers, and also join Phil's Discord, please, as well. You make sure you send. I don't know how you do that. I'm going to get it. I'll get it. I'll create an invite link here. Let me go to your Phil. Let me do it for you,
Cheers,
Phil.
Gary. Good to hang out with you, mate, and everyone. Thanks so much. How we've kept 60 odd people
More than that.
for three hours, I've no idea, but it's been a real pleasure to just to. I've never done this before. With both of us, never done
it. No limit. Okay, look, generate a new link. Okay, copy. Okay, I've done it. Right. Okay, please follow Phil Smyth's. I'm going to put Phil Smyth music in big capital letters. Discord. Join his Discord now, please, ladies and gentlemen. Click that link there, and you can join his Discord. As I say, Phil Smyth is a very dear friend of mine, and I rate him highly as a musician. And Phil never says the same back to me. So thank you very much indeed.
He's quite good, isn't he?
Okay, guys, so just make sure that you follow us and just keep the community alive. Communities are based on supporting each other, and communities are based on watching each other's streams and making sure that you help each other as much as possible with like-minded people and people that are interested in music on Twitch. Thank you so much indeed. And we will be back possibly next Monday. We'll see what happens. We'll see, because we want to make sure that it's a fun thing and we've got loads of things to talk about. And if you keep things regular all the time, people get used to them and they get bored. And we want to keep it fresh and mix things up. This could be the one and only time we ever do this. And so we want to make sure that we know we may be back, and we may actually be doing something fresh and new for you all.
We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some
sunny day. Oh yeah. So okay, guys, thank you very much indeed for watching the stream, and I'll be back. Yeah, exactly. Hang on a minute. I'll be back. Hang on a minute. I'll be back. Okay. Phil,
I'll be back.
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Okay, so we're gonna find. Let me find someone to raid. Who can we raid, Phil? Come on.
Let's have a little look.
There's 59 of us. 59 people on. 59 people. 59 people. 59. Let's have a look. Let's see who's on.
Barry Copeland's on. He always needs a little bit of help.
Is there a new streamer? That's good. There's loads of new streamers that are good. We can go raid anyone.
You read Josh last week, didn't you?
EBX Aaron, Justin Griffin, Yijit. Should we go see Yijit? Fantastic. Should we go see Yijit? Do you want to see Yijit Senna?
Well, you do what you want, mate.
It's up to you.
Your bag. I would say Yijit or Barry, but I, mate, it's your call. It's your stream. You do whatever you want, mate.
People in the chat bending any either way. people in the truck going the other way. I think we'll go see Yujit maybe. Let's
Good
see.
night, Auntie Lynn.
But Barry Copland,
Cheers,
he's also great as well. So if we do this again,
John's
we'll make sure we. Sorry, Phil.
Yeah. Oh, just saying bye to everyone. Hello and goodbye to everyone in the chat.
Let's go
good.
see. Let me call the raid out, and let me just if you copy the raid.
If you're there.
Okay, the raid's coming up. Let's go see Yujit. Okay, copy the raid call, guys. Okay, there's the raid command.
I always forget to do that.
All right. Copy the raid command, put that in the chat. There it is. You can copy it again and put it in twice, guys. Okay, let's go see Yujit Senna. He is a superb. He is a Vermoo. He is a Vermoo. Yeah, he's part of Team Vermoo, Yujit Senna. Yeah, definitely. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you so much indeed. We may do this again. We just don't know. We don't know what we're going to do yet. But we'll have a chat. Me and Phil will have a chat about how it went down. And we'll do that.
Good one, John.
Need a sub raid. What's that?
Yeah, you need a sub raid command. So your subbers can use the raid command. Do you not have a separate sub raid command?
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. I can just set up for subscribers and just put a sub raid in. It's easy to do. I just don't really, Okay, let's go see Yujit. I'll sort that out. Cheers for the help, everybody. Thank you so much indeed. Phil, anything you want to say?
Thank you, everybody. I've had a really good time, and hopefully we'll do it again. If not, you want to see me again, come and see me tomorrow at 11.
Let's have a look. 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 We're going on a raid. We're going on a raid. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much to everybody. We're going on the raid. Let's go see Yujit Senna. Thank you so much, everybody. Phil, take care of yourself.
Cheers, mate.
Here we go.
Hey there! Wonderful! Steve Forward is here!
Where's that coming from?
It's me.
Oh, fucking hell. Turn it down, man. No, it wasn't that. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. I thought it was me. I thought it was my thing. Hang on. I'm still streaming anyway, so hang on.
I need to go to the loo anyway.
Hang on a minute. I'll just stop streaming, then let me cut it out, and then hang on. Right. Thank you, everybody.